It's Pharrell. He was telling me when Pharrell went in, he just put his headphones on. Yep. Let's take. What's good, everybody? I'm Jaz Dhami. Catch me on Frequency and Friends. Shit, guys, tune in.
All right, we're back on season 3 for another episode. We got a very special guest again in the building with us. We've been excited for this one. He's one of UK's biggest artists. He's had international success, just dropped a huge album that is phenomenal. I've been waiting for this interview for a while. I know Manit has especially been waiting for this one.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, let's welcome Jaz Dhami to the table, everybody.
Yes, bros. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for coming out, man. Jaz.
On the world famous show, man.
Yeah.
Good to be here, bros.
First off, Jaz, I got to give you a big congrats. You're in the 6. Liverpool just won its 6.
Yes, mate.
So I know you're a big fan of them.
And the Raptors as well, man.
Yeah,
you guys are coming through
big
as
round
well,
of
man.
applause for those guys, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Were you in the UK during the Liverpool? Oh,
Of course, mate.
It was in Madrid, right?
Yeah, it was in Madrid, yeah, but I was watching the game, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw Jazzy B's a big fan. A lot of singers are big fans of Liverpool, huh?
Liverpool just got the fire, man. They've got the energy and just the passion in it. The Punjabis have a crazy passion for like most things, but I think sport is like one thing that we love in it. So yeah, man.
Did you play football?
I used to be a coach, man.
No.
I love footy, man. But I mean, I started coaching for like Chelsea Football Club, and
Or actually,
yeah. I did like a few campaigns for them.
That's crazy.
It was just
God
like
damn.
search for an Asian star. So it's just trying to find the first Asian star in football. So it's just encouraging young Asians to get into football, with South Asians, I should say.
That's dope.
And I did a campaign with England as well, and then with Liverpool as well, man.
Wow,
That's
so
crazy.
those are big names. I thought you were
That's
coaching like
crazy.
Little League
Yeah.
or something, man.
The local Gordora club.
Nah, I did a local Gurdwara club as well.
Yeah. Well,
But I did Liverpool as well, man. That's cool.
That's super dope, man. Us Canadians, we call it soccer. And so welcome to Canada. We got, like we said, the Raptors. We're in the finals right now. We just won Game 3. We're going on to Game 4. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can win a title for us as well.
It'd be sick for you guys, man. You guys can.
Huge.
Well, what brings
Is
you
it-
to Toronto?
Oh, what brings me to Toronto? Well, I'm performing at Desi Fest this week, so super excited about that, man. I've been coming to Canada for a while, man, for a few years, but just haven't. I think the last time I came to Toronto to perform was like 2012.
Okay,
Oh,
so we were
damn,
wondering
that's
that. We
wild,
didn't
yeah.
know that if you had actually performed in Toronto, so that was way back.
Yeah, I
huh?
performed at a club called Government Club, man.
Oh,
close
yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
no
it's
longer
sick.
exists.
Yeah, I heard it doesn't exist anymore.
That's
But it's a dope club, man.
Legendary
It's a-
club, yeah,
it was sick,
absolutely.
man.
If you grew up in the 90s, you definitely went to government, and you probably did some drugs while you were there too. But,
Yeah.
we'll leave that alone.
Cool, man.
So Jaz, our show, we not only love music, but we also love the artists. We're all big fans of yours.
Thank you, man.
We like to kind of dig deep into the artists and see where they're coming from, their upcoming, how they got into music, and kind of follow their story to stardom. I know that your father was a musician. He was a
Yeah,
percussionist. Vikar Dhami is his name.
Yeah, Vikar Dhami.
Vikar Dhami.
yeah.
And he used to be part of a band as well, right?
Sangam group, yeah.
Okay, cool. And that was UK based?
UK based, yeah. My dad was actually a Dolki player first. Dolki player and a Bhangra dancer. And he became a singer quite later on in his career, man, because he used to do that session drums for like Malkeith and everybody.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Damn.
But he started singing, I think, in the 90s. And from there, he's releasing music. But he was like, what it was them days, yeah, like live bands were massive,
Huge.
right?
Yeah.
So like obviously DJs now are like running the things. That's how it was back in the days in the UK. It was just bands. It wasn't no DJs. It was just everyone was just called booking bands for like events. So he was busy in the circuit, but he didn't have any crazy successful records. But that's where obviously I wanted to kind of just stamp that and
change that, which
for
you
him, man.
obviously have.
Yeah, man.
So,
Thanks.
I mean, growing up in a house where your dad's always into music, I'm sure he's performing all the time, weekends and all that. How was that upcoming and being around that?
It was great, man. You know what? The thing with my dad is, he's been like his passion for music is insane. Like for Bollywood music, for Punjabi music. But the one thing that he kind of, I would say that with my dad, he inspired me to become like a singer in every possible way, because every day I'll see someone playing dolki, like there would be a session at my house, like all the bande around playing dolki, all the baja, gane gone gonde, and then there'd be rehearsals every week with the band. So that kind of made me think that I want to do this, man. I want to take this on as a career.
It wasn't one of those things where they're sitting around doing it and they pull you in and they
you know what? They used to try and do that, but I was a really shy kid, man.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't the kid where, like, I would just get up and start singing. Like, it had to really push me. And I think that's how I got into it as well. It was actually by mistake is how my dad discovered me. It was mad. It's like, I was 9 years old. We were just chilling on a Sunday morning. And my dad was like, I want to hear you guys sing. Like me, I've got a brother and a sister as well. And he got my brother to sing and he sounded crap. Like, out of tune, is messed up. He had my sister sing something.
Is he older brother? Or
yeah, he's older than me. Yeah.
And you can say that, eh?
Yeah, I can say that. He's alright, man. He's not gonna say anything. Hopefully, don't see this. Yeah. But he was out of tune. Sister's like completely tone deaf, like completely, man. She doesn't understand music at all in that sense. But with me, like it took me a while to get me started, and then when he asked me to sing this one particular line of a song, I was in key, and he was like, how did you know like, how to stay in key? I was like, I don't know, I just whatever you sang, I just copied it. And then after that, he took me to a teacher in my Ustaji, Aziz Matlashiji. He took me to him, and that's when I actually started doing music properly, man.
You say that like with a breeze, but that's a legendary teacher,
Yeah,
right? He's taught some guys like Shinda Shinda, and I think the list goes on. DJ M was telling me about quite a few people that
Shindi CS as well.
Chuggy Rehal's one of his students as well.
He is,
wicked
man.
percussionist.
Even Preetham as well. If you're into percussion and tabla, Preetham's the man. Trust me, in the UK. He's the man. But he's like super dope teacher, musician, and just a great human being more than anything, man.
Yeah. So what do you, at 9 years old, when you go to him, like what is he teaching you, how to sing right off the bat, or are you learning instruments first, or music?
I'll tell you how it was, same thing again. Like he just played some simple things like Sare Gama Pa.
Yeah.
And he asked me to sing with it. Took me a few minutes to get into it because I was a shy kid, but I got into it and I sang like the Sare Gama. He goes, yeah, this kid can do it. That's how it was. It's simply just like that. But then every week my dad would set us like challenges. He'll be like, you know, there's this one song, and I want, because my brother plays keys. He's a good keyboard player at one point. I don't know about now, but before he was. So he was like,
I really hope he doesn't watch this.
So he was like, I'm gonna set you guys tasks, on the harmonium. We only had a harmonium then, and I'm gonna give you 20 minutes each, and whoever goes in on it and figures it out the right in the right way, kind of gets a little prize. Somehow I used to pick it up, but my brother was always the perfectionist. He was wanted to get it right, and I was the kid that quickly just did it. Yeah, Dad, I've done it. That kind of vibe. Yeah. But I remember one particular day, like we came home and my dad put a Casio in our living room. And that was like yo, man, we got Casio. Casio was a big deal them days, man. So that was like, yo, yeah, man. Now it's serious. Yeah. So from there, we just started just jamming and just having a little bit of a laugh, to be honest.
That's crazy. Dope, man.
Yeah, man.
And then your sister never got into music at all.
She used to try playing the flute, the bansuri, but it just didn't work, man. Like she did it for a bit. I was actually in the school choir as well, actually.
Oh, really?
Damn. Yeah, that was crazy, man. And that was like by mistake as well. Like there used to be this song we used to sing, Daisy Daisy, like that was what it was. And our teacher, like, they came round and they were like, we want to see who can actually sing it in key. And before we knew it, we performed at this place called Symphony Hall in Birmingham. It's like a massive,
that's
like
huge.
That's a prestigious venue, man.
Yeah, that is
like,
a
really
venue,
sick venue. I was only like 10 years old, 11 years old, but but I would say, and I'm really rushing into this whole journey, but at school, no one knew I was a singer, like until then, well, primary school. But when I went to secondary school, no one knew I did music. Like,
secondary is like high school?
Yeah, high school. Nobody knew. I was like really quiet in terms of, I didn't want anyone to know I did music.
And why was that? You just were not as confident, like singing out loud yet? Because you had been practicing for a few years now, right?
Yeah, I think what it was, and this doesn't sound wrong, but I'm gonna say it, like, fuck it. I was kind of like worried what people would think about my classical music, because I didn't think people would like respect it, because I went to a Gora school, right? Like, there wasn't many Asians in my school. There's like probably about 10 South Asians in the whole school. The rest was just Gori.
Damn.
So like it wasn't like a thing where it'd be cool it wasn't a cool thing. Like I played the piano, that was cool.
Yeah.
When I was in music class, I was smashing it out, smashing the tarja and that.
Yeah.
But singing wasn't a thing. Like I didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
It's only when I went to India, I studied in India, and I came back, and then I went to university. That's when it got serious, and I thought, you know what? Why am I ashamed of this? This is fucking me, man.
Well, I think that's perfectly normal. In high school, the main objective is to be cool. However, whether it's your clothes, whether it's whatever you do. So it makes sense why you would think that something like classically trained music is not cool, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, with somebody with that background, you can see how it's transcended into your music now. So like that background.
You know what made me realize, it is cool, is when I went to, I got accepted at this university called Paul McCartney School of Music, It's a university that Paul McCartney from the Beatles has set up. It was his old school, and he's converted it into a performing arts academy, and they choose 30 students from around the world.
That's crazy.
And luckily I got in, fuck knows how, but I got in.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
What was the procedure to get in?
It was, you had an audition, you send in 2 demos, like a production that you've done, a music production, and then a recording of your background, like either if you're playing the piano or a guitarist or a singer. And I recorded this like jam, just like I came back because at that point I came back from India to England, and I basically did a classical recording of like some hardcore like rag, hardcore rag, like dance and everything. And what happened was I sent that along with a garage beat I made with a producer at college. Basically, at my college, there's a security guard there. His name was Darren, I think his name was. And every Wednesday we had an enrichment class, so we can do like table tennis and whatever we wanted to do. I chose, I heard you make beats. He's like, yeah, I make beats, man. I go, let's make a beat together, man. Let's do something. He's like, all right, cool. Then in about 2 weeks we made a beat, and I sent that as a demo with my classical recording, and I thought, I sent it off and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking get in. I'm not gonna get in.
Yeah.
I'm a brown boy, man. Brown boys don't get in. And it's like, and I got unconditional offer, man. Like straight up. I didn't even have an interview. I just got in.
That's insane. So did you actually meet Paul McCartney?
When I graduated, he gave me my certificate, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
Well, let's give a round of applause for that, man. That's a huge accomplishment.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Thanks,
You're also a grade 5 pianist.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so that
you've been digging deep, bro. I don't know about now though. I'm not as good now. I don't really practice as much now, man. So
what do the grades go up to? Do you guys
8.
know?
8.
Okay.
8's
Well, so you're almost there.
I was almost there, but just kind of fell off with that, man.
Was that the same thing around high school, secondary school? You did that?
Yeah, my dad made me do piano lessons because he was like, look, if you're doing music, it's like he had it all planned out. Like he had the whole thing planned out. You got to learn Punjabi. You got to learn how to read and write in Punjabi. You got to learn how to read and write in Hindi. You've got to have the foundations of Indian classical music.
You did all that?
Yeah, bro.
Read and write Hindi.
That's
yeah, man.
Wow.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
And then he was like, you've got to learn production. Like I don't really produce my own beats, but I understand production. I thought at that point I was thinking like I don't need to learn production. Like I'm a singer, man. But like now I realize the importance of production. Even though I don't produce myself, I understand mixes. I understand how to put a song together.
It's communication.
Yeah,
man. It's like understanding how to communicate to somebody. That's the biggest part.
That's what I'm saying. So I didn't realize that when I was studying.
Plus,
it.
the producer can't bullshit you in the studio either. When he says he can't do something, you're like, no, I think you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. But you fucking can't.
I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to introduce my co-host as well. I just realized that after. I got excited. People that are listening, some people don't watch. So the people that are listening, I got Jay Static, I got DJ KSR, and DJ M. Let's make a round of applause for them.
What's up?
Of course, we got Shot by Dolo behind the camera, JT, and we got Bundi Gang in the house, just Raj Lena.
Lalna.
And we got a special guest that's visiting from Chicago as well, Gurpreet Burke. He's have you smiled today? That's his famous lines. I love that, man. Good energy.
And we got Jazz's manager.
Suki, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, these guys, I think you guys missed your alarm on the way in, right?
Mate, trust me, man.
That's going out there. Now everyone's going to know that.
3 o'clock in the morning now.
No, that's super dope, man. So, I mean, coming up in Birmingham, I want to know about that because you're saying that your school, there wasn't very many South Asians, but Birmingham had a lot of South Asians at that time, right?
I went to a Gora school though, man. Like Gora and Kala school.
It exists in Birmingham?
Yeah, mate.
I didn't know that.
Not now. Like, that school's full of South Asians now.
Uh-huh.
But then it wasn't like, my area was like a Gora area. There wasn't many like South Asians at all in that area. Where I lived before that, in Handsworth, that's where all the Punjabi singers come from, Handsworth. Yeah, there was loads of South Asians there. But when I moved to another area called Erdington, just go to there and call it, man.
Damn.
And while you were coming up in the music industry, like other artists that have made it now that you kind of knew or came up with, or that like kind of you would recognize that were singing at that time? Like Shinda was already up and popping at that time,
Shinda
right?
was, he was smacking it then, man. I came across like people like B21 when I was growing up.
Oh yeah.
Well, Bali and Buta.
Yeah.
I came across them because my dad knew them.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I'd say I came across Zeus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a story about Zeus later on. Yeah,
Alright.
remind me. I've
will,
got a sick
definitely.
story for that.
We got a lot of Juice Baji stories. Like,
Juice Baji.
That is a sick story, bro. So sick.
that's dope. Coming up in Birmingham, we were talking about that. I lost my train of thought there for a second.
You were asking me anyone else, any of the artists? that came up?
That's what I wanted to ask you. So, Hira Group, they're also Tamis as well, right?
Yeah.
So, is there any relation?
No, when I first started in 2009,
Uh-huh.
I got everyone asking me that question.
Oh, really?
Yo, are you and H Tommy brothers? So like, nah, bro.
I thought that when I
No
first heard
relation
Jazz
at all,
Dhami.
eh?
No.
I thought that when I first heard
really?
Jazz
Yeah,
Dhami.
everybody thought that. Like everybody thought that, but it's just love, man. It's just love.
I
man.
got my Pua side is from Scotland and they're Tamis as well. And I
okay.
messaged him. I was like, "Are you guys related to?" Because they're related to H Dhami, and I was like, "Are
okay.
you related to Jaz Dhami as well?" He's like, "No, but he's an awesome dude." Actually, everybody that we've asked about you has said the same thing. Super cool guy, super awesome
cool,
guy.
man.
So
Thanks,
it
man.
looks like you're pretty loved in the whole industry.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of love, man.
And they said
It's
the
a lot
same
of love to
thing,
give
yeah.
as well, man. Like so we're all working towards a goal of making Punjabi music successful, man. So you gotta spread the love, man.
No, that's
and energies,
that's a message you have and a couple of people have. There's another group of people who do not have that
Who's
same.
that? Go on, who's
no, I can't go into it. But there's two sides of people. I agree with that though.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, man. It's all love, man. Everyone's got a rep for each other, man. Especially like us, like in India, because it's hard in India, man. Like for NRI artists, it's hard to
Big
come
time.
through, man. So you've got to support each other, man.
Absolutely.
And you did it right. You moved out there.
Yeah, man.
That's-
I'm living in Chandigarh now. So.
No way. That's
Oh, you
crazy.
actually live in India now?
Yeah, man.
So did you move when you were around 16 to go to?
Yeah, I lived there for a year,
Uh-huh.
and then I came back to the UK,
Okay.
and then I went every summer, kind of thing.
Because you finished high school at 18.
16.
16 you guys finished high
Yeah.
school. Okay, and then you went to India, you lived for a year.
Yeah.
And then did you train for music out there as
Yeah,
well? Okay.
I did my Indian classical degree out there.
No way. That's
wow.
crazy.
It's a degree called Shastri Sangeet.
Damn.
So it's like a BA honours in it. But I did it over the years. Like I was kind of doing my examinations in the UK, but then when I went to India, I did my first and second year in 1 year. So I was just living in a bend, bro. Like living rags, just living in a bend.
In Punjab.
In Punjab with my BB, no bijli for 3 days. Yeah, man, just
Oh
grafted it
man,
out,
Punjab must have been different back then.
bro. It was different, man. Like no batti for days, like
Hole in the
it's
ground.
super hot.
And then what was the training
Oh
like?
no, not in the ground. We had English toilet, bro.
Nice.
With the upgrades.
What was the difference in the training from like Paul McCartney's school versus what you were learning out there?
Well, I went to India first, and then I went to Paul McCartney School.
Oh, okay.
It was. I'll tell you something weird. Yeah. Like when I went to India, I was like, I didn't know much Punjabi, because I was obviously born and brought up in the UK. We spoke Punjabi at home, but majority of my friends were obviously English, right?
Yeah.
Moved to India, the kids used to take the piss, bro. My Punjabi, because my Punjabi was so bad. And then it was like, it took me a good few months to kind of get settled, because I didn't know anybody there, just me and my BB. Yeah, and I just thought, forget it, I'm just going to lock myself in a room for 10 hours a day and just fucking rehearse every day. That's literally what I did every day. Like just rehearse
Crazy. That's some
every day.
serious dedication, man.
That is.
Every day
At
for a
that
year,
age.
like every single day for a year. It was nothing.
Wasn't your BB sometimes like "Chop karo na aaya baat
Yeah,
hai."
I got it, bro. She's like, "Tu Rama factory ch laga hunda badhiya hona siga ki karta tu?" Hey, baby, man, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that anymore, man.
Yeah.
We're born and brought up in the UK. Anyway, But when I came back from India to the UK when I went to college, that was cool. But then I went back to India again for another year. So I lived in Punjab for 6 months and I lived in Bombay for 6 months because I was learning Indian classical music in Punjab. But I wanted to learn like light music because I didn't sing any Punjabi songs. I didn't sing any Hindi songs until I was like 18, 19. Because I was like basically just doing Indian classical music.
Oh wow!
Damn.
So when I moved to Bombay, I was just doing like that's when I really learned how to sing songs, and my teacher was just going in on that. But what was really weird is after living in India and becoming a proper desi, I moved to a place called Liverpool. Yeah, I was in Liverpool, full of gore. So I'm living with gore, no Punjabis. I'm like, yo, I need to speak Punjabi, bro.
You gotta reverse the whole thing.
The culture shocks were crazy, man. It was nuts. Like going to Punjab, being basically a Gora, then going to fucking Liverpool, being a Pendu. It was rough, man. It was crazy.
Just wrong time, wrong place, eh?
Yeah, it was good, man.
You obviously adjusted and got through it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's all about the graph, mate. It's all about the vision,
Well,
innit?
that kind of shows where your strengths lie. Like your Indian classical and the music you're doing right now as well. Like it's so fusion based. That's you.
Yeah, to be honest, it's taken me a while to really figure out that space and that balance. Have that right balance and the right integration, I should say.
Yeah.
Because what it is you can get lost in making just more urban stuff or more desi stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of want to blend the both together, man, and represent myself because I'm a British-born Punjabi singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I need to represent that. So I think the music I've been making now is a complete representation of that, of what I am now. Who I am. Really.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. I was listening to the album yesterday and on the way in today, and it's phenomenal, man. What you
thanks,
did,
man.
so many different sounds to it. You kind of took it back to that late '90s UK vibe on one track. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's got that whole vibe to it. The first, I hate saying that I love the first song on an album because it sounds like you haven't heard the rest of it.
Yeah.
But that Aitvaar song is amazing, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Absolutely dope.
That came across really quick, man. Like boom, it was made like in a week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
catchy.
Man. Really quick, man.
Take me back to Ground Shaker 2.
Oh,
Your
man.
first song to come out, that was Tui Sadi
Jin
Sadi Jan, right?
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did you meet in Hair, and like how was that working with him in the studio?
Basically, what happened was at that point it was my 3rd year, I think, of university. Yeah. Dope song.
Yeah.
And I wanted to work with Omen anyway on my album, so we started working on my album. Yeah, we started working on 8 songs for the album. But then this song just cropped up because he was working on this album at the same point, Ground Shaker 2. And he's like, yo, I've got this song and I think it might work for you. And I'm like, yeah, let's try it. So he got me in the booth and just sang it and it just happened.
Well, how did you meet him originally? Did you just
Like,
approach him?
my dad used to work with him in a factory in Leamington Spa.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he used to work with his dad in Leamington Spa, and then he's like, he used to tell my dad like that my son's a music producer. He learns a tool off of Shindabadi, and he's dope. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And then he started coming out with music, and I was like, yeah, मैं daddy ना काम करता मैं Leamington Spa चे factory चे. I go, okay. He goes, बहुत बढ़िया काम करता है, cool. And then when we came to the point of doing my album, my dad approached him, so that's how we kind of met.
That's crazy.
And
That's
then,
crazy.
Yeah,
England's so connected, it's
so
ridiculous, man.
Yeah. So we just got in and then we started working on the album. And then this song just popped up. He was like, yo, I think it's going to suit you. And it's mad because when I did this vocal, I wasn't happy with it.
Really?
Even when
No
he came
way.
out, I was
I
like,
love this song, like right off the bat.
yeah, you know what? I got so much love for this song from India. Like even now when I go to India, some people don't even know I've sang it. When they're written, they find out like, yo, I didn't know you sang this song. It's sick.
Damn.
But at that point, I was like, when it came, I was like, oh, I could have sang this better. You know that feeling?
Yeah.
When you make a song, you have that feeling that I could have sang this part better. I could have done this better. But this is actually my first ever recording. Like,
But it's all about the vibe, man.
yeah, it
if the
just came
vibe's
out.
right,
Yeah. You're right, man. It was all about the vibe.
Is it something technical? Like if a singer was listening and you said, I could have done this different. Is it like key? Is it pitch? Like,
You know what it was? There's a few pitching issues I felt.
yeah.
Number one. Number two, I think there could have been more variation in the song. like vocally. Yeah, but it's cool, man. Like I'm happy singing it in the way I want to sing it now. So
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Okay.
Another song. Well, this one, like you said, was really big in India, and
Yeah.
you got a lot of love for it. But a song that really, I think, made you pop off in the UK was "Take It Wari."
Oh yeah, man.
So that song, I think, really put you on the map and kind of gave you that England respect of like.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's when
this
I
guy's out
first
here.
heard about you.
Oh
That's
yeah.
That when I heard that song, that's when I was like, oh shit. That
Oh,
sounds
sick,
like
man.
banger.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song, man. It just the vibe of that song is sick.
Yeah.
When we made that song, it was sick, man. Because I remember, actually, I'm gonna tell you how it started. Because I was at Uman's house, and he was just, "You look, these are the songs I've got for the album. What you think?" I said, "Yeah, cool." But Take It Wali, my dad pointed out. He's like, "Yo, this song's really good. We should do this song." I was like, "You reckon, Dad?" He's like, "Yeah. Badhiya gana hai, inu kar, inu gaane nu." I'm like, "Cool." And there wasn't no share at the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Well, there was, but he didn't. We composed it, but when we came to record it, Umman forgot about it. Like, he completely forgot about the share. He was like, "Yeah, sang the parts," and I was like, "He sounds alright, yeah." I said, "Buddy, what about the share, man? It sounds sick." The starting section, intro section, I should call it, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whenever
Said is the
sometimes I need
the
to be
intro
clear.
section of the song.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, that sound cool." And I said, "Bro, that's the whole part of the song." Because when we made that song, I thought of Kalli Kite Mere.
Yeah.
You know that?
Dope
Ek
song,
gana
yeah.
aakhayon
Yeah,
di
yeah,
dana
yeah,
darke.
Sick.
When I hear the dance first to get gassed,
Oh,
I was like,
that's
"Yo,
amazing,
this
yeah.
is sick."
That's a top 10 for sure.
Yeah, I used to get so gassed when I used to
Uh-huh.
hear that song, and I was like, "Yo, this is how I want to make Take It Wali," and that's exactly what happened. Like,
That's sick.
and when I finished it. And when we did it, I was like, that's what's going to happen. And that's the part people really appreciated. And I think that's the part kind of set me apart from a lot of singers in the UK.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what stamped me there, man.
So what changes for you after that? Because obviously now everybody's heard that track, they recognize you. What's happening in your life? Like, are people calling you, approaching you, wanting to work with you?
Yeah, man.
Performances? Like, how does your life change at that point?
Mate, I was gigging like crazy. Like
Yeah?
up to like 5 gigs a day. I was
Oh,
doing
5 a day?
Yeah, mate. Mate, I was doing so many
How does
shows.
that work? Like, are you just traveling across the UK?
Yeah, man, just wedding. I was doing so many private events. Private
That's
events.
crazy.
I remember at one point I did 2 private events in Birmingham, and I had an event in Leicester. Monarch Sub was there, Jazzy Paji was there as well. I did that. I did a party in London, and then an after party in Leicester. It's
That's
crazy, man.
All in the one night.
All in one night, man.
Holy. And as a singer, did your voice not give out after the first couple?
It does, man. But it's all right. You gotta do it, innit?
Yeah.
You just keep lowering the scale there every performance.
Yeah, mate. Drop the scales every song.
Why was there no video made for that song?
For what?
There was.
There was.
Take
Really?
It, there was.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
couldn't find it.
There was actually 2 videos made. The first video, you don't even want to see it, mate.
Oh.
Like, we scrapped it. We shot the video in Mumbai.
Uh-huh.
Is that the like you're like it's like really dark? You're by yourself.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
No one's seen this
Oh,
video.
okay, okay.
This video's on my. It's on my desktop somewhere.
Ah.
I might upload it one day.
And that
It was
song,
terrible.
That song was actually released almost 10 years like this time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, July 10 years,
Damn.
man.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, man. But I shot a video for that in Mumbai first,
Uh-huh.
and then we shot it in the UK in Birmingham.
Okay. And that you were signed to a label at that time?
Yeah,
or?
my cousin set up a label called Sanchez Productions, man.
Nice.
So like he was a singer as well back in the days,
Uh-huh.
and he had a massive passion for music, but he kind of stopped doing music. But he's like, "Yo, let's do this." So we set up the label, and the first releases were my releases, man.
Sick.
At that time for UK artists, like we're talking, this is 2009, 2010. So when you create a song, do you have to go through India at that time, or is everything just coming out of the UK?
Everything was coming out of the UK, man.
So no need to go to India.
No, we didn't really even think about India until like 2012.
Yeah.
Like we was comfortable in the UK.
Yeah.
I think
Doing
everyone was
shows.
looking out there. Everyone was like,
I mean-
that's the place you were looking.
Yeah, of course.
Until
man.
like Desi Crew, this is just
Yeah,
me, but I
Desi
feel like
Crew.
until Desi Crew started taking over, no one was really paying attention to India.
And
Yeah.
like Diljit
Yeah, yeah,
started
yeah.
really popping off with the Bhangra stuff. Like that's when India, cause like before it was like everybody's going to England. England was where you were going to get
England,
big.
Yeah. It was England was the
We made
place.
so
Like
many trips out there.
yeah, England was the place for all the best music was made in the UK,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
like internationally.
It was the only place where you could find young, like
People doing music.
young people actually playing the instruments, which is happening out here now.
Yeah.
Just Raj, right?
Yeah.
Like there's-
Gurpreet.
now it's
Yeah.
guys out here who are actually playing instruments, whereas before it was
It was
Only
just the
England.
UK.
Yeah.
And not only that, I think UK. Yeah, I think they should. Not me in particular. I'm talking about the old school guys. They should get so much more credit because
Oh, yeah, man.
if you think about it, a lot of the Punjabi singers that even the old school singers that are successful, they're successful because people like Punjabi MC, man.
100%.
People like
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
Zeus.
Yeah.
Now these guys have changed. Bali Sagu,
100%.
like they changed the game, bro.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the way they made music, the remixes, the whole the urban vibes. They brought that to the table, man. Even
Yeah.
B21.
Even the
Yeah,
old
Bali
school bands,
Jakpal.
man, they were like the UK bands were the first to do toll in their recordings.
Yeah.
You know, it was, before that was like
Yeah.
Tumbi Tol Ki, and
Yeah.
there wasn't like a real Bhangra sound.
Yeah, Bhangra music has come from the UK.
100%.
It's a UK thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they don't call it Bhangra music in India. It's Punjabi music, right?
yeah.
I guess KSR could probably speak to that too. He had like a video CD store for a longest time. That was probably around that time, 2008, 2009. Were you guys open?
I mean, I can't remember years now, but yeah, England music was like the biggest thing, even with RDB coming.
Oh yeah, of course, man.
They you know, that we had Manja on the show, and that whole vibe for us growing up in high school.
Yeah.
You know, talking about the whole cool thing, that was the cool thing, right?
Yeah.
England music was the cool music compared to music from Punjab. It was more desi. It wasn't
Yeah.
like something you want to be listening to in your car because
Yeah.
of the whole cool factor.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
now
yeah,
you're
man.
listening to remixes, you know, guys like Bali Circle PMC, you know, when Munda came out, you had
course.
Jay-Z on it, you know,
Yeah.
that's cool to listen to compared to, you know, guys like we listen to guys now, and, you know, and like, but back then maybe we wouldn't be listening to guys like, you know, that are pure desi and stuff. So
Yeah,
My
man.
dad used to pump Chumkila on the way to school,
Yeah.
and I used to hate it. And I was like, this is so embarrassing.
Are
It's
you
like, ding-a-ling-a-ling.
serious?
It's like desi heavy metal, man. But like
Chumkila
now I
sick
love
though,
it. As I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate it. But when I was a kid, I was like, yo, I'd rather hear like some Suffree Boys or B21 or something
Yeah.
that sounds a little bit modern.
But
Yeah,
even like
yeah.
the B21 RDB those days, like when we would listen to music, even seeing the marketing behind it, like we would only see like before that, you'd only see posters for like I don't know what the fuck, like Tupac or whatever, Biggie, those guys. You see those posters, and then you go into an Indian shop and you see like a master poster on the wall and it says RDB3
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
RDB whatever the album.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? There's people are actually doing posters for this. That's crazy. And you see it B21,
Yeah,
long
man.
overdue. You see all that. It's nuts.
Trust,
You
man.
respect it a little bit more.
No, absolutely,
man.
man. I mean, everybody's got to give the respect to the UK and what they've
100%.
done, and like they've
course, man.
they've just kind of had that platform for so long. Obviously, now North America is kind
Yeah,
of
doing
taken
your thing,
over.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And congrats to that, man.
It's always going to
Yeah.
keep changing.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
man. But it's good to see that. I think it's coming here more now because it's first generation, right?
That's what it
100%.
is. You guys had that generation
We've had that,
before,
yeah.
you know.
Which is wicked, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing the buzz, I'm feeling the buzz, and that's great because you guys are representing a different type of music living in this country. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you're making your own sound, which is wicked, man.
And it's just about the culture too, pushing it forward, and like I mean, it's so easy to forget about it and get like gentrified into being just Canadian and wanting to do everything Canadian, but to stick to your roots and have that, and you know, a big reason why we do this show is to kind of hit that younger market, so everybody
Yeah.
knows what the music is about, where it comes from, and to keep that going is, I think, really important as
Respect to you guys, man. That's wicked. You guys are pushing it forward, man.
That's a
sick.
big issue I feel like we have is that like the younger generation doesn't fully understand
Nobody's
where
gonna
shit
sit
comes from.
there-
They know the chumkilas, they know the, you know, whoever's to whoever's, but they don't know where it came from. They don't know, like I didn't even know halfway through that, like, you know, Hita bands and those guys, they were singing old chumkila songs until
Yeah.
like, probably like 10 years ago, 12
Really?
years, or 15
What, they
years.
were
I was
performing
sitting
them?
I didn't know they were. I didn't know half the songs they were performing were old songs. I didn't know they were
Yeah.
like cover bands.
I was sitting with Sardar Gill of like last year in Goa, and we had this exact same conversation about how like the UK doesn't get the credit it deserves for
100%.
what they've done for Bhangra
Yeah.
music. I mean,
Yeah.
bands like Apna Sangeet, Hira, Alap, Achanik,
Yeah.
these guys took the game to a next level. I mean,
Yeah.
like before they came out, there wasn't anything like this.
No.
but
Yeah.
And even at their time, it was like I guess my dad and like my chacha and them were growing up in that era. For them, that was the cool music
Yeah.
compared to what their parents were listening to.
even if you look at Jazzy, like he had to go to England to
Yeah.
blow up.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with him as well. He was saying the same thing. Is UK was the first stop. You had to be in the UK to become a successful artist. That's how it was. But now it's obviously shifted. There isn't one particular place, but I'd say it's still India. Now it's India. I would say if you want to become a global star, it's
Yeah.
India. You have to be in India.
It seems
But
like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Everything's accessible now, you know. It's
Internet.
Yeah, internet and just like you can be sitting in England working
Yeah.
with a guy in Toronto, getting it mixed by a guy from India. So
Yeah.
it's like a global thing now.
Yeah, it is definitely, yeah.
Speaking of India, 2012. That's when I think like the levels to your career are crazy because they just get bigger and bigger. But
Thank you.
2012 was especially big because you hooked up with. Just to put in perspective, Yo-Yo Honey Singh at that time, I think arguably one of the biggest Indian stars in the world at that time.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Like you go to India, how do you meet him? How do you guys get into the studio together? What happened there?
I just want to say, yeah, I think Honey Singh still today is the biggest star in India.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care who's coming out.
Uh-huh.
I've seen it, man, firsthand. He's the biggest star in India.
Really?
There hasn't been that kind of craze ever, bro.
Like you mean just people attracted to him?
Like, he's created a culture in India.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that's insane, bro. He's in people, छोटे बच्चे, like, they know, like, wearing a hat. If you're wearing a hat, yo, Honey Singh. That's how it is in India. It's just, he became a culture.
Damn,
Wow.
that's
And he
crazy.
always will be the biggest artist for me. I'm not saying that because I've worked with him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it because of observation and what I've seen in India, man.
That's
so
dope.
big respect to him, man. He changed the game in India.
Holy moly.
Yeah, man. But yeah, how did I hook up with him, bro? At that point, I was working on.
And hold on, do you call him Yo-Yo or do you call him Honey?
I just call him Honey. Honey. I just call him Honey. I can't call him Yo. I just call him Honey. Innit? But how did I link up with him? I basically just picked the phone and rang his manager. I was
Just like that?
Just like that.
You were in India?
I found his number.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yo, I'm from the UK. I'm a singer. You probably haven't heard any of my songs, but at that point, I had obviously Take Wali and all the other songs out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I'm working on my album. I've got Zeus on my album. I've got this guy on my album. I've got this guy on my album, and I want you to be on it. I want Honey to be on it as well, because Lock 28 came out then,
Oh yeah.
and that beat was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the beat. The song itself, I wasn't a crazy fan on the song, yeah, but the beat was sick, the vibe was sick, had energy, and then after about 2 weeks, like I got a voicemail on my phone. I'm like, I missed a call, and he was Honey. He was like, he sang "Tu hi Saddi Jin Saddi Jaan."
No way.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, I'm a fan of that song, bro. Ring me, let's work.
Uh-huh.
And then I flew out to India. And to be honest, I didn't know how big he was, like, because I didn't really follow his career in India. He was at that point.
And social media wasn't that big. I don't
Yeah,
think at
it wasn't
time
that
either.
big,
Yeah.
but he was big in India. Like,
Uh-huh.
I met him. I was like, yo, he's a cool dude, man. Like, he's quite cool.
Yeah.
Innit? He's like a young guy. He's cool. He's got good energy. And I
This
thought,
is
yeah.
in Mumbai. You
Like,
met him?
met
or-
him in Chandigarh.
In Chandigarh.
Yeah, and
okay.
he's like had like a crew. Like Bacha was with him then as well.
Yeah.
Like J Star was with him. Alfaz.
Uh-huh.
And all the boys were with him. So it's like a cool young vibe. I was like, this is like England, bro. This
Yeah.
is sick.
Sick.
This is a sick vibe.
Uh-huh.
And we got into a studio, made a couple of vibes. They didn't really work out. I remember at one point, Honey called me like at 4 o'clock in the morning. Bro, he texted me, I've got the song, man. I've got it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool, man. I was super excited. Drove down to Chandigarh. And
At 4 in the morning, you got
no,
it. Oh.
no, I saw the text message.
Oh, okay.
I drove down the next day.
Yeah.
I linked him and I was like, yo, let's hear the song. And he paid me. I was just sitting there thinking, bro, I don't like the song, man.
Yeah.
It's a bit shit. The song's a bit shit. And he's like, nah, bro, this is a revolution. This is going to be crazy. He's got crazy energy in the studio. I was like, bro, nah, it isn't the one. And he could just sing it. And I sang this other song. I'm not going to say what. It was a song called Baby This, Baby That.
Yeah.
It was called, yeah. Sang that. There's another song I sang as well. And I wasn't feeling any of them, if I'm honest, yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, his album had just come out as well. So I saw the craze, obviously, around him as well. So he was like, on his high horse, and I was like, nah, man, it's not working. The songs ain't working. So I left, I went back to the UK. So we'll work it out. We'll see what happens.
That's kind of crazy to somebody who's at that level and he's like, no, do this, and you're just like, no, I'm good, you know?
Yeah,
That's
'cause
good,
I-
man.
That's to stick to your guns because most guys that would want to get on would be like, you know what, let me just do it.
Yeah,
If he's saying,
I didn't want to do that because when I met Honey, the first thing I said to him was, I want a bigger song than Lock 28, bro.
you told him
I
that.
told him that straight. I want a bigger song than that.
Yeah.
It needs to be bigger than that. Because that for me, that was the benchmark of what Honey Singh can do. It needs to be better than that.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Uh-huh.
And that's what happened. I'm not bigging my own song
No,
up.
but
It's
yeah.
actually what happened.
Yeah,
It became the biggest song, one of Honey's
Arguably
biggest songs.
one of the biggest songs that both of you have ever
Yeah,
done, right?
yeah, of course,
Sure.
man.
That's amazing.
So, and then from there, I went back to the UK. I didn't hear from him for like 2-3 months. And then rang me and he was like, yo, I've got this song.
You're actually in Toronto.
You was in Toronto. We had a show in
Oh,
Toronto.
no way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we had a show in Toronto.
Uh-huh.
Shit.
And Suki, my manager, was with me as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I got this song, yeah, but it's dope, but the melody's copied, man. Like she was like, what? I was like, "Jab bhi koi ladki dekho mera dil deewana bole, ole ole."
Yeah.
I never realized
I
that.
never realized that till right now.
Oh fuck! I fucked it up. Didn't I?
The secret's out.
Oh shit! Cat's out the bag.
Oh, man.
I was like, "Yo, it's copied." She's like, "Yeah, but it's catchy, man. It's so catchy." I go, "You reckon she do it?" I said, "Yeah, do it, man, do it."
Yeah.
Went back to the UK, did the vocal, sent the vocal, and then I had this set up in my yard. I remember he sent it, and I had this I had my Mac set up and my Fostex PM1s. Remember the PM1s? Yeah. Had the PM1 set up, and he sent it over. And I was like, I'm gonna check it out. Put it on there. I was like, yo, the horn sounds dope. So my dad, "Dad, ठीक है, Dad?" He was like, "Oh, people need बढ़िया." बढ़िया, people need. Like, yeah.
Oh, man.
Listen to it. I said, "Yeah, it's quite sick, man. Let's do it." So we just roll with it, and then from that, it's basically just history. man.
That's sick.
Crazy.
That's
That
crazy.
PPD is dope, yo. Your dad is
Yeah.
right. Yeah, absolutely. And then, so you go to India to record with him?
Oh, that was another story, bro. So many stories.
No, we need that story.
I could tell
We
you the
need
stories
that.
all night, bro.
No, we need them, man.
So what happened was, we locked the video shoot off,
Uh-huh.
but there's no rap for the song. So and Honey's just super busy gigging. His manager's not picking up my phone. I just landed on his doorstep, locked on his door. I go, "Bro, you need to call Honey right now. We need to finish the rap today. We're shooting the video in 3 days." So I literally flew to India. I met Honey. I drove to Delhi from Chandigarh, recorded the rap, came back to Chandigarh for a day, and I flew back to the UK. And they flew out, and the day after we shoot the video.
That's
God
crazy.
damn.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
give this guy a round of applause, man, for making shit happen. Go into the guy's door, eh?
That's it.
That's
It has to
crazy.
be done, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, that's dope. So then everything was shot in India, and then it released through.
No,
no,
UK.
shot in UK.
Oh, the UK, sorry.
Yeah.
And
He
then
recorded in the UK. I recorded my vocals in the UK. He recorded his vocals in Delhi.
and how
That
does
was actually one of the first videos I saw, which I thought was like legitimately professionally done.
Oh,
Really?
At that point, I remember seeing the cars,
The rooftop.
women, the dancers,
set.
everything was so proper.
Ah,
And
respect.
coloring. It's fucking ill.
That was actually the first time my manager, she came on board for that's the first time we worked together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Sick.
and my wife as well.
Who shot that?
okay.
Who shot that video?
She is her concept. So who shot that? A guy called Ben Peters.
Well, was it because the song was so successful? You're like, okay, you're hired. You're my manager now, or no?
No, it was just she got it. She was like, because my manager at that point, he wanted Phantoms in there. It's like, that's done. Bentleys,
Yeah.
that's done. Forget
Yeah.
that. We want the American, the Mustangs, these old school
You
American
say it,
cars.
they see too. Mustang.
Mustang.
Mustang. You know what? We want them kind of cars that are gonna show the vibe differently,
Uh-huh.
and that's exactly what we did, man. And it worked out.
100%.
And you released the track. Did you release it through your label, his label? How
It was through his label, but it was on my channel, on my own official channel.
Sick.
Okay.
Sick.
And so for people like now it's a big deal for people to own their own music and to not get signed. Is that something that you'll eat off of forever, like royalties, or is that a one time?
100, man. Even though obviously, even though the song was signed to a label, obviously I kept my shares,
Yeah.
which
Good,
you
you
meant to
have
do,
to.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's definitely it's never. I'm never gonna be in a position where I'm not earning off that song, and that song has made me, and it's the reason why I'm touring the world still.
Yeah.
I'd say, even though I've made so many successful songs, but you always have that one song that stamps you, right?
For sure.
And that's my song, man. That's
dope.
the vibe. That's got me there.
It's cool that you were on your business and your music so early on, like in your age, where you were just kind of like knew what you wanted and you didn't kind of let anybody deter you off your path and just followed your guns. And
To be honest, yeah, I was sticking with it, but it does happen. You fall off, man. I've fallen off as well. I've been in positions where the business hasn't been. I haven't tackled the business in the right sense, and I've been disappointed because of that. Simply because I've got a degree in music production, and not only that, like music law as well. Like when I studied music production, I studied music law as well with it. There's a module in it, so I understood it. So when I did fall off at one point, I understood, I've got to fix up my game and get back to that level. So now my mind's thinking on the business level as well. And you have to, because at first, when you first start making music, you just think about, I just want to make great music. And you have to do that. You have to have that focus. But luckily, with me, I've learnt the trade, and my manager now, she's learnt the trade. She understands the business part of it as well. So that pressure's off me.
Yeah.
And I can just concentrate on the music now. But there's definitely points in my life, with my career, I thought, I messed up here, I did that. But I would say it's just keep your focus, man. It's all about following your heart. That's what it's about, man. Because I know a lot of people probably come on here and say that you got to follow your heart, and it's hard to do as well, because you got to think about the financial aspect of it as well, right? Because you're going to earn a living off it. But you got to think about what you want and what you want to see in the next 10 years, man.
Yeah.
And how you want to see yourself. And that's how I'm seeing things now, man.
I'm hearing that a lot from a lot of people. Like the late Nipsey Hussle just passed away.
Yeah,
and
man.
you know, he preached that a lot about not thinking about just today and tomorrow, or you know, for anybody who's coming up and trying to make it, they you know, you're trying to become a singer and somebody offers you $1 million or $2 million, and that's a lot of money for anybody. But to pass that up and think about, like you're saying, 10 years down the line, or think about, like you're saying, imagine you never made a hit again after High Heels.
Yeah.
You would still, because you made a good business decision at that time,
Yeah.
earn off of your, instead of
Exactly.
them just giving you a big lump sum and just taking the song from you, right?
Exactly. You've got to be wise with your decisions. You just got to think, like, how's this going to affect me in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
How's this gonna make me feel more than anything in the next 10 years? And if you think of it like that, you're never gonna fail, really.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
You're big on Bollywood as well. You've always
Yeah.
been had a passion for Bollywood.
I have had a massive passion for Bollywood, yeah,
Uh-huh.
but I had a massive realization as well from Bollywood.
What's that?
Simply because, I mean, I've done 2 songs in Bollywood. I did a song called Humne Pi Rakhi Hai, which wasn't that successful. It was okay. And there's a song called High Heels and Nache, which is super successful for me in India. But the one thing I really learned, I had this crazy dream when I was younger, that I'm gonna go to Bollywood, I'm gonna live in Mumbai, I'm gonna sing for films, and I'm gonna become a playback singer. Them dreams went, bro. And the reason why is because the whole industry has just fucking changed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to make songs, and you've got to pitch songs, and I ain't about that life. You know what I mean? I can't make music just off the basis of what's been dictated to me. I can't do that. I just can't do it.
Uh-huh.
I need to feel what I'm making. But so now I just think, you know what? I'm gonna make a great song, and if Bollywood pick it up, cool. If they pick it up, it's cool. If they don't pick it up, don't worry about it. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still successful in my own independent scene, because I think I've learned that over years. That I was chasing the Bollywood, chasing it. But now I think, why am I chasing it?
Yeah.
Like I don't need to chase that. I need to chase what's in my heart, and that's making credible music for myself. Like when I listen to my song, or I play it back to somebody, and I'll be like, yo, that's a dope record. Like, Give It the Sa, yeah? Not everybody in India is gonna get Give It the Sa. I get it. But when I play that fucking record, I am so proud of it. The song is on my it's my ringtone, bro.
No way.
That tune is my ringtone. I'm that proud of that record, and that's what it's about. You've got to be so proud of the record you make, and if you're not, what's the point? Like,
I gotta give a shout out to that song because it's been on repeat on my Spotify list. It's like under my most
respect,
played
man.
songs for the last 3 weeks. And that video is probably one of the best. Like, Jaz Dhami always has sick videos.
Oh, thanks,
That's probably
man.
one of the best Jaz Dhami videos I've seen. Like, next level.
Respect,
like,
man.
after Oi Hoy, that's like the one.
Oh, respect, man. So you're the reason why you're the reason why Toronto is the top city for listening to my music. You're the reason, bro.
That's me, man. It's all me. I'm the all fucking million plays is me, man.
That's dope. He actually mentioned that yesterday too about your videos. What's the process behind that? Who's involved in the creative?
Bro, I'm involved in everything, down
Uh-huh.
to the makeup artist.
Really?
Like, every single point to the editing, everything, like the concept, everything. I need to make sure that the video and the package comes together in the way I've seen it. Like, for example, Kaisal, like the recent release. We shot this video last year in LA in April. We started planning it I started having visions for it a year before that, because I got the song a year before that.
That's crazy.
But I started conceptualizing it around about November, and we didn't shoot obviously till April. I had a whole vision, had a whole mood board, the translation, everything was ready to send to directors. So I have to be involved in that. And that's because the whole process is basically you make the song, you make the song, and then I source out what director can shoot the video. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Baljeet Dio shot
Yeah,
that.
he's
He's
dope.
crazy.
He is.
Yeah,
He did
he's
really
dope.
like mainstream kind of
Yeah,
videos
like,
too. Like everything you
amazing.
watch,
Yeah.
it can,
Him and Gifty are like the two guys that are like setting the bar for Indian music
I
videos.
personally think that Baljeet Dio is the best director that's making music videos. An Indian guy,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
He's been doing it for a long time
And
too, right?
the reason why I'm saying that is because he's dope. It's just, I think sometimes for him as well, he's probably frustrated. Because when I made this video in particular, I was like, bro, I don't want to make a video like an Indian film. I don't want that, a Punjabi film. I want to make an international looking video, but with a Punjabi song. Because the music is completely international. Like, you could put that next to a Bieber record and it will match the levels of production. Because Alan's on that level, you know what I mean? He's on that level of production as well. I was like, yo, the video needs to capture them emotions, number one, and it needs to look sick. And he was like, okay. I was
What
like,
did you say to Bao? Remember
But I said
when
to
you
Bao-
first found him?
yeah, when I first found it, I was like, Bao, I'm a massive fan of you, yeah, but I don't want the Bao deal the videos that you're doing now. Like
Yeah.
a couple of videos that you've done now, I don't like them. I told him straight. I want the Bao duo that shot the Dildadia video for Munda Gill back in the days. That's the man I want.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, is it? I was like, he goes, "Yeah, but India man, I go, forget it. If they don't fucking get it, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like,
Is
I'm
he
get-
from India, Baldio?
No, he's from
BC.
Vancouver.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah,
BC,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
England.
Yeah. He's actually from England,
Okay.
but he's moved to Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah,
No
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I didn't know he's from
British.
England.
He's
Oh,
British,
shit.
man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The best guys are from England.
It's crazy that the passion is so real with you, man, and you could feel it. Like, I mean, just talking to you and how you're so assertive about exactly what you want. And I don't think that no matter what, anybody can sway you off your path of like what you're headed for.
Bro, I listen to everybody, but I make my own decisions. Straight up.
100%.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. I
And-
mean, I take everyone's advice, but end of the day, it's down to me because end of the day, I'm going to be the person representing that product.
Does,
You know what I mean?
Do you think
I gotta be
the
comfortable.
emotion, does it ever get in the way of the business?
Bro, you don't understand. You don't understand. When you're so attached to your products, yeah, and your songs, because they're not products, they're songs. When you're so attached, they have to be even marketed in the right way. And if they're not, you get pissed off.
Yeah, that's
Like-
that Kanye vibe, right? Like he's about that too. The same
Bro,
thing.
I've
yeah.
had rows with fucking companies and everything, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why is my song getting fucking played? Trust me, bro. I don't care. Yeah, it has to be done. Like it needs. Your product needs to be put. It's self-worth, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
your product has to have. If you put so much work into that product, people need to hear it in the right way. They need to see it in the right way. If they're not seeing it, that's breaking my heart. You know what I mean?
Did,
That's
uh,
100%.
We had a conversation in Chandigarh. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. And we had a conversation. And I was like, we were just talking about music that he's putting out and stuff I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And then I remember talking about the songs that he's coming out with. And we're having like a legit conversation about the stuff he's putting out and the stuff that I think I know you for and
Yeah.
what we were doing or like what you were doing.
Yeah.
And then I remember, I think it was like 2 months ago or 3 months ago when Kim Dasa came out.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I messaged you right away.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, this song feels like what you are actually trying to do. And it was at
100%, man.
that point where I was like, this guy is actually getting in touch with his
Inner
inner
self.
self, where he's
Yeah,
like, this
man.
is what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like.
100%. That's
Yeah.
why I feel so confident. Like I know what's gonna happen. I know what's about to happen with the records I'm gonna pull out. It's
That's it.
it's just a matter of time. It's just now it's time to elevate the whole thing to another level. And I'm not talking just production. I'm talking videos, everything. It just needs to go to another level. And obviously, need you guys' support on that, man, and the
Yeah.
fans, man.
Absolutely. We talk about people, doing things the right way or presenting your songs the right way. How did you feel about Kareena Kapoor having your song
Oh,
or
sick, man.
dancing to your song?
I'm not even gonna lie, man. I don't really get starstruck. I met a lot of people in my time. Look like I'm 50 years old, innit? Yeah, but when I met her, I got a little starstruck, man.
Yeah?
I don't know why. It was weird. I've met so many superstars, but she's got this aura about her. I mean, Gurdas Mansoor, when I met him, I got the same feeling as well. but he's on another level because he's so spiritually inclined, so spiritually attached as well. But when I met Karina, I got a little nervous, and to be honest, my manager kind of took over. She was like, "Yo, so what song did you like? Did you like the first version?"
Picked up your jaw off the ground.
Yeah. She was like, "What version did you like?" She was like, "Did you like the original High Heels or the High Heels and Nutches?" She was like, "Yeah, the original was sick as well, man. But both sick versions, man. But it's wicked the way it happened because Arjun Kapoor, he was a massive fan of that song, and he was the reason why the director used it.
Nice.
So the director contacted us on the basis of him being like, that song needs to be my
hold on.
film.
Remember, T-Series had approached Jazz for this song about 2 years before it actually went into that film, and they were saying, "Jazz, we've got this great Salman Khan production, but there's these new actors. Do you want to give it to them?" And he was like, "Nah." And they were like, "Okay, what about this? There's this Gungana Ranaut." He was like, "Nah, I don't want to do that." He just kept saying no. I was like, "Yo, you know what? They're gonna be like, actually, Jazz, we don't want the song anymore." But then when we got a call from Ajay Kapoor from T-Series, he was like, "Jazz, what about Kareena Kapoor?" He's like, yeah. Straight away.
Double yes. Yeah. That's crazy.
Which version did you like better?
The original version, all day long.
Yeah,
man.
man.
So when
Same.
they make the remake or when they do the remake,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts throughout that entire process? Do you get to hear it? Do you get to be involved in the
Yeah,
process? How does that
100%.
all work?
There's actually 6 versions made of that version.
No way.
Yeah.
You got to explain that because I have
So-
no clue how that works.
So
Should we hear the song and then
come
play
back to it.
I want it. I'd
Let's
rather
hear the story,
hear
then
it,
go
and
into
then
it.
we'll go
Yeah,
into
okay.
it.
So basically, what happened was they wanted the original track, and I think I wanted to keep the original track with myself. So I thought, let's make another version of it. You can use the rap, you can use the horns. So let's make another version. So they kind of made a couple of versions. The Meat Bros did. They made a couple of versions.
Did they?
Yeah.
And
Sorry, I missed that. Who's
Meat
that?
Brothers.
Did they?
Meat Brothers, yeah. They made a couple of versions, and they played me. I was like, I'm not really feeling them, to be honest. Like, I said to Ajay, I go, bro, I'm not really feeling it. I think they sound a bit shit, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But then this version, when they played it me, I was like, all right, it's not great. It's nothing compared to the original,
Yeah.
but it's fucking catchy. It's going to work. And then I recorded it, and then
You re-recorded it.
I re-recorded it. Because it's a completely different song.
It has a different starting. The high heels, the
I
nache.
forgot.
Yeah, so
very much.
the
Oh, yeah,
the original
that's
is
right, yeah,
"Lag
yeah.
Tadikda Jaave Tera Haye Kasure Sara," and the remix version is how's the remix version go?
That's how you know it was.
That's how I feel about it. Nah, the
It
that is
Oh, yeah.
It's different, completely different, right? Same rag, obviously, but it's different. The words are different, and the melody is different as well.
Got it.
So that's why it's
How was your Hindi game at that point?
it's like a Punjabi Hindi vibe,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
So it's alright. It's cool, man.
Should we listen to it then?
Yeah, I say we listen to
Check
it.
it
The original version, though.
Original.
Yeah,
Original,
yeah,
yeah, of course.
for sure.
ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਹਾਏ ਨੀ ਕਸੂਰ ਹੈ ਸਾਰਾ ਉੱਚੀ ਹੱਡੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਦਿਲ ਫਿਸਲਦਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਹਾਏ ਨੀ ਕਸੂਰ ਹੈ ਸਾਰਾ ਉੱਚੀ ਹੱਡੀਆਂ ਦਾ Jaz Dhami, it's your boy. ਉੱਚੀ ਹੱਡੀਆਂ ਦਾ
Alright, and we're back. We just listened to High Heels, the original version. Super
Yeah.
dope. Your
Dope
favorite,
version,
I think
yeah.
everybody's favorite here.
Yeah, man.
With High Heels out, another level, like we said, to your career, probably one of the biggest at that time.
Yeah.
What's going on then? You're working with any big name in the industry you worked with at that point. You had Dr. Zeus. Who else was it?
Dr. Zeus mainly.
Jatinder Shah.
Yeah,
Jatinder
Shah
Shah,
is,
GV.
Yeah. GV I worked on the first album. I haven't worked with him since 2009, man.
You worked with Steel Bangles before.
Steel Bangles, yeah.
Before he was big, though.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well, how did that relationship come about?
So that my manager brought him to the table.
Oh, okay.
No way.
Is he from Birmingham as well?
He's from London.
Suki, huh?
He's from London.
London, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so Suki basically, she used to work for the BBC.
Yeah.
And she was like, yo, this is dope producer that's from the UK. He's an Indian guy, and he's dope. It's just he's not discovered yet. He's not. No one really knows who he is yet, but he's dope. You should work with him. So I linked up with him, and literally the first session was like, the first few sessions was like, it's like counseling, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it's mad because like he wanted to make more urban Punjabi music, but my mindset then was really Punjabi. I was making like songs like Take It around then, right?
He's got a whole hip hop vibe to him, right?
Yeah, even though I had high heels, I was still thinking very Punjabi, like Desi Punjabi, because high heels it was something that we did as an experiment, but it just worked. You know what I mean? It wasn't an experiment. It was more of a like that changed my direction, right? So when I met up with Bangles, he was like, "Yo, you've done high heels now. Yeah, we need to work on something more R&B kind of vibe, like more Punjabi R&B, you know, that with hip hop kind of influence." So we started working. So, but the first few sessions, like I was saying, it was more like he was like, "This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do." We were kind of trying to find out our working space together, and our energies weren't matching at that point. But I knew something was going to happen. And then later on, I had Be Parvaiyan. Yeah, I contacted Bilal. He recited Be Parvaiyan to me. I love Be Parvaiyan. It was a sick joint. The melody was sick. The words were sick. I was like, yo, we need to do this song. So we started working on that. And then whilst we were doing that, we started working on Teriya, which is me, him, Mickey, and KV as well.
Yeah.
After I haven't really worked with him after that, man.
I got a question.
We did Basina as well, actually. After that,
I got a question. I remember reading this tweet and I pulled it up the other day.
yeah,
I remember seeing in 2013 Jaz Dhami tweeted Steel Bangles, French Montana,
yeah,
and Jaz Dhami.
yeah. You know, it's mad. Yeah, I'm gonna make this clear now. We've done the collaboration. Yeah, it's just long. Everything's just so long because with rappers, mainstream rappers, I think that's one thing I didn't get right in terms of business, which at some point I think we might get right. But we did the collaboration. We flew to New York at Diddy Studios, met French. We did the verse, got the verse, had a session with him after, like chill with him. We did the verse.
What's the vibe like meeting French Montana?
It was sick. It was a sick vibe. It was at Diddy Studios.
Were all the Coke boys there?
Yeah.
But you know what? Chinks was around then as well.
No
I met
way.
Chinks
No way.
as well, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Chinks came in, and you know what? That was crazy. We were working, and Bangles was playing his beats, and one guy coming, yo, don't beat, man. You know, they're going, America's going, yeah. And it's Wyclef.
No
way. Yeah, it's Wyclef.
Oh,
It was mad. It was like, yo, it's Wyclef.
Yeah.
We're like, yo, that was Wyclef, yo. It was crazy. And then what was crazy? One thing that was crazy, I was asking the engineer, so who's recording? Because everything's been recorded. Like all the BIG tunes, everything's been recorded
at that studio.
Yeah,
That's
that studio.
crazy. Wow.
The energy was sick in there, and one thing I was thinking about when I was in there, I was thinking, yo, man, like BIG, like Notorious BIG, he's recorded his biggest hits. Why isn't there a picture of him in the studio? And I went to the toilet.
There's a picture there?
There's a picture there, bro. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
No way.
That should not be there, bro. It was mad. It was mad.
Man, somebody's got to send Diddy an email, man. He's got to get that right.
Yeah, man. But it was a sick vibe. But it hasn't materialized as yet. And I think it will, maybe.
So it's more the business side of things.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Like, was it Steel Bangles that had the connection to French, or was it like a collective thing? Like, we're going to go do this US thing?
It was basically, if I'm being completely honest, at that point, French wasn't even popping. No one knew French. Only in the streets.
What year was this?
2013.
13, okay. Yeah.
So people knew French in the streets, and they knew about him because of the mixtapes, right? But they didn't know about him commercially. So what happened was Bangles was like, yo, we need to work with French. Montana is gonna blow. Like Bangles is sick like that. He's got this wicked intuition. He knows like what's gonna work, and he's got this great energy about him in terms of recognizing talent as well. So he was like, yo, I think French is gonna pop. We need to work with him. So he had a link called D-Tech. He used to work for Convict. So we went through D-Tech for Convict, and we linked him through like that.
Oh, that's
Damn.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
So we might hear the song still.
we might, yeah, might
We
happen.
maybe leak it on this show.
Oh, I'd love to, mate. I'd love to just leak it, bro.
I gotta ask you something that's totally off topic.
Yeah.
What's your take on Punjabi Gucci Gang?
Punjabi Gucci Gang, as in fake gang,
I guess so. So somebody told me to ask you about Punjabi Gucci Gang.
bro. I'm not on the fake shit, man. You know what I mean? I know a lot of Punjabi singers are wearing fake kapre, man. It's not about that, bro. I'm not about that life, man. There's a lot of Punjabi artists that are doing that, but I just think it's sending out the wrong message to like people, like, especially in Punjab. Now, if you're a Punjab that Jamia wale munde and you want to be part of the gang, you think you have to be part of it by wearing Gucci and wearing Balenciagas and all that. It's just, I don't agree with that, man. You get me? And I think a lot of artists are wearing the fake stuff to show that image that we're wearing this, we're wearing that. But be real, innit? Like everyone likes designers. Go and buy the original, man. Like you know what I mean?
Enough, yeah.
If you don't want, if you don't have to wear designer kapre, or clothing to look like you're cool or be part of the gang, you just wear what you like, you know what I mean? That's how I am. I don't like encouraging that. Like I don't like posting pictures of like me wearing Balenciagas and me wearing Palm Angels, whatever it is. I don't like doing that because I don't like sending out wrong messages to fans. I don't want fans to have that pressure. Because when I was in school, I remember like there's a pressure in school, man. Like you need to have the sickest kicks.
Yeah.
And that was a pressure, and I was like, yo, I need to have the sickest kicks, man, because my mates got them as well. So I don't want to put that out there and that negativity out there with people. So I don't agree with doing that anyway. But fake kapre, nah, it's a no-go for me.
Well, I mean, as a celebrity, celebrities generally set the trend, right? For clothing, for style, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I totally agree with you with the sense of if you can't afford it or it's not something that's within your budget at that time, you probably shouldn't be, spending all your whole paycheck to go get something that Jaz Dhami is wearing in a music video or whoever. But at the same time, how do you feel about like setting a style trend or like dressing a certain way or setting trends?
You know what it is, even though I love kapre, I love clothes, I love fashion, I don't see that as my main point for me personally. And I know people use it as a point to sell their image. For me, it's about the music. It's always been about the music, you know what I mean? The music comes first for me, and then all that other part comes after. But it is important. You have to dress well and all that, but you don't have to wear designer kapre to do that, man.
Okay. It was actually Manj who told me about the Punjabi Gucci Gang. He was telling me about...
you know what? I gotta say one thing, Manj has been repping the designers and
he's got
for
everything.
years.
Yeah.
And
Yes, bro.
I think he's the one guy I can vouch for, say he wears the original kapre, man.
Yeah.
He loves his garments, man.
He's got it all.
He
came
is
here,
a crazy.
He had the babe jacket, the whole deal.
He loves it, man. That's his vibe, though.
Yeah.
He's been doing that for years, though. Like I've been seeing, like he's been rocking them garments like for the last 15 years, man. You know what I mean?
It's
Not the same garments.
Yeah. He told me actually a story about how you surprised him on his birthday. He told him you weren't gonna come.
Yeah, man.
You barged through the door and you body slammed him in his hotel
Oh
room.
yeah, bro, that was sick. In Leeds, man, my mate Nav, that was sick, man. Manji's a good friend, man. He's a good guy, man. He's a good energy. He's good. He's just he's a good mentor as well. You know what I mean? He's put a lot of people on the map, man. So
Have you learned anything from being around guys like that?
Of course, man. Manji's great with business. He gets the game, and he's been there for so many years, 15 years, 15, 20 years?
More than that, probably.
And he's made endless hits, successful Bollywood hits, Punjabi hits. He created a whole wave in the UK, internationally with RDB. You know what I mean?
He's like hit every market. He's done mainstream
You gotta
stuff. He's
give
done
him
Bollywood.
preps,
He's done
man.
Punjabi stuff. He's done everything.
Yeah, I don't think we really knew, or I didn't know to the fullest until he actually came on the show and told his story. And it was insane how much we learned in that couple hours.
Super
you know?
insightful.
His story is mad.
Yeah.
Especially the way he came to T-Dot.
It's
It's crazy,
basement,
man.
The whole deal.
Yeah, man. He's grafted.
Like he's obviously found his sound and he's got his own vibe. how has it been for you for finding your sound? Because you mentioned with high heels, it wasn't exactly what you were into, but it was kind of something you tried.
Yeah.
It really popped off.
Yeah.
After that, you tried a whole bunch of different
Records,
styles. How has it been, that experience of coming together and finding your sound? And how important is it for an artist to have a sound?
It is really important, but you know what? My mindset has been from the beginning, that every vibe, like even my first album, I wanted every song to sound different. Like, I had a Bollywood sounding song on my first album. I had a Desi song like Dor Punjabi Sheradi. I had Tek Ke Wali. I had Roj Miliye, because I wanted to make different types of music. So my sound, I felt like then became just I'm delivering records that are different from every record, but it's a real positive as well, but it's also a negative as well, because the positive is that you're known as a versatile artist, but the negative is that people can't recognize that what your lane is.
Yeah.
Right, which is difficult, because I'm delivering records like Munda, like me, like Tek Ke Wali and Aitvaar, and that crowd is loving them vibes. But when I give it the side, like, what the fuck is this? I don't want this.
Well, some songs I didn't even know you sang, because it's so different. He sounds so different on so many tracks, right? And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that was your song.
I mean, there's songs like Main Punjabi Bolli Haan, which is like
just-
so super desi folk, like it's next level, and then you got songs like
Give Me That Song.
Give It That Song. It's like,
Yeah.
Those are my
what?
two favorite songs, and they're the complete opposite spectrums.
Yeah, and it's
Two
mad.
favorite.
It's mad, because the Punjabi Bolli fans probably won't like Give It the Side. I'm quite lucky that you like it, man, because you're a music kid, that's why.
Yeah.
But most people that listen to Punjabi Desi songs or traditional Punjabi songs, they might not like the Give It the Soul, Give It Okay Sal. But I think with me, like, I still want to do that. I still want to, because that's me, right? I'm a Desi inside. We're all Desis, right?
Yeah.
We're all freshies inside. I'm a freshie as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then not only that, I love R&B music. I love hip hop. I love garage. I love every different sound of music. So I want to incorporate that in my music and make sure that people understand that that's a representation of me, and that's what my music is, man.
I gotta give you a big respect for Main Punjabi Bolli Haan, because there's not many songs that are
thanks,
that's
man.
like a big track for the culture, man. Like for the people that listen to it, and like I felt that song, like it's
Thanks,
Chad
man.
Ude Arenu, the Shiv Patter lines, they were crazy.
Thank you,
For
man.
me, that song is
Next
when I
level.
realized that you
How
were,
important
how,
it is
well,
for
that
the music
how
and the
100%,
language.
but how talented of a singer you were.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
thanks, man.
you went out of scale in that song
Yeah.
on purpose,
Yeah.
and it was that song. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, man, that was
Like
a tough
this
song
guy,
to sing.
that's hard as fuck.
Yo, when I sang that song, I was sweating.
I remember when he pointed out
When I played the whole scale for the song, I'm like, oh, this is sick. And then I'm like, where the fuck is that key? Oh shit!
Yeah, it was quite high, man. Like, and that, to be honest, that song, it was like I released that. A lot of people ask me, why did you release that song after High Heels? Because that was the order it came out,
Oh shit!
and they're like, you had High Heels, which is commercial smash, and then you had
Man,
Punjabi Bolli Haan, which is like a traditional Punjabi Desi song. Like, why would you do that? Is because there's a reason behind that. Because, like, I love Punjabi language. I love just being Punjabi, man. I'm so proud of it. You know what I mean? And I thought High Heels was it went everywhere around the world, and I felt like so many fans were connected. And I wanted them fans to be connected to Punjabi Bolli in the same way. So that's why I did it next. And that's why, and I wanted to show my versatility as well. I thought, you know what, I've done High Heels, it's an auto-tuned pop single, and it's done so well. But I want to show you how what Desi and traditional Punjabi can sound like with great lyrics. And I want to
Who wrote
continue
that?
doing. There was a combination of, there's a guy called Kashmir Singh from Punjab and Chalman Singh Tanda.
Okay.
Chalman
Yeah.
Singh Tanda, he wrote that HMD song. That's crazy. I don't know
He's
if
a
you guys have
bad
heard-
writer.
Nasty.
Wicked dharmic writer.
Yeah,
Wicked.
wicked.
That's amazing, man. Just that, somebody who drops High Heels, you have so much success, and then you go totally left
Yeah,
and
man.
you do something totally opposite just for the exact reason you said it was planned. You wanted to do that.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Because you had center stage at that point. You could do whatever you wanted. You could have done another High Heel type track.
Yeah, exactly. But I just thought, I want to switch it, and I switched it, and then I had Zulfa after that.
Yeah.
Really, the correct marketing way of doing it would have been High Heels, Zulfa, Beparvaiya, and then Punjabi Bolli. But I switched it. Like, all these songs were meant to be part of my album, actually.
Oh shit!
Punjabi Bolli, Beparvaiya, Teriya, Zulfa, even Sitniya. All these songs were meant to be part of my album. But what happened was, I didn't work. I stopped working with that particular label, so I went completely independent.
I see.
So I started doing the songs with everybody else.
Are you independent still?
Yeah, I'm completely independent now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's you're happy with that decision? You feel
Yeah,
that was
man.
the right one?
Definitely, man. It's even though I've never been tied down to do anything that I don't want to do, I still feel like when you're completely independent, you have the complete freedom. And like, for example, Gaysal and Give It a Sa, their partnership I've done with the label, but it's a partnership, right? But still, it's my own product. The whole product has been managed and taken on by myself. So,
Crazy.
yeah.
I got to take it up to another level. It's surprisingly, there is other levels to this guy.
Yeah.
God only knows.
Oh, sick,
So
man.
that-
I'm glad you mentioned that, man.
Oh my God! I'm talking about Stevie Wonder. I'm talking about
Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell, One Direction.
Yeah, man.
How does that all come about? Who gives you that call and who
I'll
made that happen?
tell you the story about six. I've got so many stories, man. But basically, what happened was I was recording a record at that point called Pasina with Seal Bangles, and a few days I had a session with Bangles booked, but 2 days before that, I got a call from someone from the BBC. They were trying to call me.
Was that through Suki as well?
No. They just called me.
Uh-huh.
They called me. Some girl from the BBC called me, and I wasn't answering a call because I was genuinely busy, just thinking, yo, I need to do this, I need to do that, I got to do this, and I had loads of stuff to do for the next single. And then finally, this girl got through. She was like, Jaz, I know you're busy, but there's a collaboration that I want you to be involved in if you can. It's with Stevie. I go, who's it with? She was Stevie Wonder. I said, okay, cool.
Done deal.
Okay, cool. How
right.
are we gonna make
cool.
it work? So Suki, she sorted everything out. It was mad the way it happened actually, because I went to a studio with Bangles, we mixed down the song, finished the vocals off, and then we went to the other studio where the guy called Swamp Studios. It's
Bob Marley's studio, right?
It's Psalm Studios,
Yeah.
yeah, Bob Marley's old studio.
Uh-huh.
So basically, went there and there's a guy called
This is
Kevin-
is this in London?
in London, yeah,
Okay.
Ken Nelson. He produced the Coldplay album Parachutes.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So he was producing this whole record. So he had all these artists on there, but I didn't know these artists were on there. And I got to the studio and I was like, yeah. He was like, great to meet you, Jaz. I was like, yeah, cool, nice to meet you as well. And I sat down and I was like, so who's on the song? And he's like, so you don't know? I go, I know Stevie's on there, but who else? He goes, just have a listen. I'm just fucking hearing all these singers, bro. Like Stevie Wonder, Pharrell Williams, Chris Martin, One Direction, all of them. Like, yo, this is huge, man.
Was there a method of why they picked who they picked?
They wanted basically choose 27 international artists that representing their community. So I was representing the South Asian community.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was sick.
Dude,
It was sick.
You got to see the video. I watched it.
Seen
And
that.
I
I just
crazy.
I
Man,
forgot
just
about
like
it until
one
now.
after another,
That's the
videos
crazy
Yeah,
part.
popping
I
up.
couldn't have
Yeah,
been
man.
more proud to be Indian at that time because I seen you. I was
sick,
like,
man.
somebody who looks like me is on a video with all these people. That's insane, man.
It was-
Let's give a round of applause to this guy for that, man.
respect,
Come
man.
on, that's huge.
Thank you, man. But what was crazy at that point, yeah, so we had to shoot a video, record the song, and do a photo shoot within 3 hours.
That's crazy.
All at the same place.
And we did it, bro.
What?
With all the artists.
No, everyone recorded their individual parts,
Uh-huh.
and everyone did their own video parts as well, because everyone was obviously traveling and all that kind of stuff, right? So I did the recording. First of all, when we were in the booth, I was like, so who's recording this booth? He's like, obviously it's Bob Marley's old house. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Stevie was here, like he did the harmonica here as well, and he's on that piano. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Thinking this is pressure, man.
No
This is-
pressure.
this is pressure, man. First time I'm ever singing in English ever, bro. I was nervous as hell, man, because
Wow.
obviously I was just singing Punjabi or Hindi
Yeah.
or Sanskrit, classical stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
First time ever singing in English.
yeah, bro. First,
Wow.
that kind of like
Yeah.
changed things for me because I thought, yo, I can do it. Because I didn't believe him, I could do it. If I'm honest, that kind of made me believe that I can sing in English. Simply because you have that thing in it. Like I'm a Punjabi singer, I'm proud Punjabi singer, and I want to continue doing that. But an English is like I don't know. Even though it's my first language, I just thought it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I still think it isn't me completely, but
So working with that engineer, or who was the engineer for that?
it was Ken Nelson, man.
So how was that? Was he like when you were saying English? Was it?
He
was
was-
he telling you like, "Oh, you're doing great," or was it like a let's try to do it like this?
he goes, you sound
I was in the recording bit, and he went when Ken said yes, so Stevie's been in there and all these singers. That little bit where Jaz walked into the studio bit, he was like, oh, flipping it, can't believe it, Mika Hoga. I was like, just remain calm, just get in there, just chill out. He's got in there and he's just warming up, and then I'm sitting in the room with Ken, and Ken's like, yo, Jaz's got a really nice tone. He's got a really nice tone. I was like, I wish I could tell him that now, because he's probably feeling really nervous. And I was like, he's a bit nervous, you know, because you're Ken Nelson, your Grammy Award-winning producer. He goes, oh, I'm privileged to be recording him. And I was like, yo, this guy's so humble. We've met producers in Punjab who think they're like, yeah, and this guy has done some amazing recordings, and I think he made you feel dead comfortable in it. And you're not. He goes, oh, when Pharrell did this in like 30 seconds, one take, he just went straight in, and just was like, oh, great.
Pharrell, he was telling me when Pharrell went in, he just put his headphones on. Yep. Let's take. Boom, done.
Just like
Remember,
that.
he's a super producer, super recordist. He went in, boom, recorded it, done like probably 2 takes, done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when you have
And I
Teddy Riley
thought,
in
shit,
your
I need
back
to do
pocket.
that as well.
Did you get a chance to meet Pharrell?
No, I didn't meet Pharrell.
Oh, okay.
But there's an interesting story about Pharrell, because when the song came out, obviously it was out on BBC, and one of the presenters, Tommy Sandu at the BBC, he called me up really excited. He goes, yo, we just had Pharrell in the studio at BBC One Extra, and he was watching this song, and he goes, oh, who's this dude in the yellow jacket, man? I really like this guy. And they were like, he's one of our own, he's one of our own. They were all getting really
Punjabi,
excited.
man.
I told Jaz like, that's it, I'm hitting him up. Do you think we'll get a
Yeah,
collab?
his Instagram was straight away. He didn't reply.
Left
It's
you
all
on red.
good. It's all good. It's all good.
It'll come around. Yeah. The
He'll know
path
what
you're
he
on.
missed when he messages you back.
Pharrell, just in case you're listening.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy. So then they
nuts.
put that song together. They released it.
So we basically we recorded it. Second floor went for a photo shoot, and then whilst we were doing my photo shoot, they were prepping the sync with the video on the third floor. And
Damn.
so yeah, we went to the third floor, shot the video. 3 hours, 4 hours done.
That's
crazy.
crazy. Whoever organized that,
It's
man.
the BBC,
Kudos to
bro.
them, yeah.
BBC organized that.
BBC is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sick.
So moving forward from that, you've done Bollywood, you've done Bhangra, you've done mainstream. Now, with all that under your belt, you recently put together this album, Pieces of Me.
Yeah.
So is literally Pieces of You? How does that come
Yeah,
together?
you know what? I'm gonna be straight with you, man. Like the album, the album that I put out, I was happy with it, but I wasn't completely satisfied with it.
Really?
Because I feel like it was there was few decisions made by a label, right? And I'm being completely honest. I feel like I had the conversation with you in Chandigarh as well, and I can be straight. Like,
Is that Z? I saw it
yeah,
on the YouTube.
yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like it was some of the songs weren't me. They were songs that were influenced by just heads of company.
What is hot right now?
Yeah, what is hot right now? What needs to be done?
Yeah.
And I think that's not how music should be made. Like, you know what? It's music's like a freedom of speech, right? You got to make what you want to make, and no one can judge it.
Yeah.
As in, no one can judge you for doing it. Well, they can, but you've got to feel confident in doing that kind of thing. You know what I mean? For me, I was when I made that album, some of the songs I wasn't completely satisfied with, but the one song I was so satisfied with, which the label didn't even believe in, and there wasn't even a marketing campaign on it, was Aitvaar, and that's the most successful song on the album.
100%.
And that made me realize that, you know what, I don't need anybody.
Yeah.
My vision is just like 100%. Because when I made that song, I knew it was gonna work. I knew it.
But how does that work where the label got involved, because you're independent?
Yeah, basically, I was signed to Z for a year.
Okay.
Right. So they signed the album from me, and there were so many songs on the album that I did videos for as well that I weren't 100% confident with. Right. But with Aitvaar, there wasn't even going to be a video for it.
Speaking of the video, sorry to cut you off. Was like you said, you're very involved in your videos,
Yeah.
down to the makeup artist. Was that your idea to get Shea and?
To be that was Suki, my manager's idea. Yeah.
Okay.
The Suki was like, "Yo, look, you don't need to be in a video," and I was like, "Why? I need to be in a video. Yo, I can't not be in my video."
Sick video. Sick video. The B-Funk girls killed it.
Yeah, they smashed it. Yeah. So definitely smashed it, and I think I want to talk about them in a second as well. I think what happened was Suki was like, she messaged them like, we need to work together on this record, and they loved the record first, and they're like, Suki, this idea, we want to get kids involved, and she's like, all right, Shaya's gonna direct it, and we'll get it done. So I wasn't even on set when they did it. They just finished the video off and they sent us it, but it was sick. But B-Funk, man, like I think they changed the game for the way
choreo,
like. For me, it's they're a dancing revolution, bro. Like for Punjabi music, if you think about it, they're the first people to do it in the way they've done it.
So I'd give them props. Angles and being in the studio, that whole vibe is super. Dope.
I think we need to give them a round of applause, bro.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Trust me, man. Like I got a lot of love for the girls. I think they're both dope energies. They're both dope people, and they're great, amazing dancers. For me, they're the best dance group. Punjabi South Asian dance group in the world, bro.
Wow, that's huge.
Awesome.
That's
crazy.
big compliments. Yeah, for sure. You said that there was some story. No, there was a Zeus story that you said.
Oh yeah. So Zeus story. Basically, what happened was when I was just studying music, I was just a struggling artist, I should say. Yeah, I didn't. No one knew who I was, and writers weren't meeting me, and I finally got a connection with this one writer called Tahri Banwani Puriya. He wrote a lot of PBN songs back in the days, and he just became a fan of my voice. So I just chill with him, and he was like, "So I'm gonna go and see Zeus, yeah." And I heard of Zeus obviously because he was smacking the scene. Gangana was his all his biggest hits. Yeah, I was a massive fan of him, and I was like, "Yo, can I drive you down there?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I went down and met Zeus, and he's like, "Yeah, Jaz, we going down." And I was like, this young little kid thinking, "Yeah, I'll met Zeus. Oh man, Zeus is sick." Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, but bro, I sing as well, innit?" And he's like, "Yeah, so what do you sing?" I said, "Just Punjabi songs, innit?" Like, he's like, "You play me something, sing me something." I said, "Yeah, have you got a harmonium?" He's like, Yeah. Pulled it out, and I sang Gangana for him. Yeah,
no way.
And he recorded it on his phone. I remember. And he said to me, I remember a few years ago, "I've still got that recording somewhere. I gotta find it, Jaz. It's sick." But I remember, man, that I was so excited, so nervous as well to meet him at that point. And then I actually worked with him on Zulfar and Babe. Even Buddy Did, he produced Buddy Did. Not many people know that.
Wow.
Yeah, he produced that. But yeah, man, Zeus is like, he's a G, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta give him props for what he's done, man.
Yeah.
He's
made some
killing it.
smashes, man.
He's still making smashes.
Of course, man.
He's one guy we've been waiting to get on this show.
Yeah,
as well,
man, you gotta get him
on.
on.
We'll get him on.
Absolutely.
100.
That's dope. Getting back to the album, you got a lot of big names, big producers on there. You got Snappy.
Yep.
How did you link up with him?
Snappy, you know what? To be honest, his manager was hitting up Suki for about a year, 2 years, like to get us in the studio, but it just wasn't working out. The timing wasn't working out.
Mm-hmm.
But then we went to see him. Like finally got in Chandigarh. Suki was like, "We gotta go and see him, man." Like he's really persistent, and his manager is, and I think they got something sick. This is before the whole Diljit stuff as well.
Yeah.
The whole album that came out. Got in and yeah, I like this. I like the vibe. I like So Simple, and even Leave It at that same point. Sorry, So Simple. I like the vibe. Let's record it. Recorded it, and boom, it was done.
So
like,
he had the lyrics. He had everything ready.
Rav had the song ready.
Yeah.
But the melody was a little different. It's more desi.
Why you shake your head when you
I'm
say
sorry,
Rav?
Rav Bhangra, I was just gonna say, is so crazy of a
Sick
lyricist.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
He's
that
dope.
guy is next level.
He's dope, man.
Next level.
He's got a dope energy as well. Like, he's got a small singer as well. Crazy voice, man. He's sick.
That's dope. And then B-Prack, you have a track with him
Yeah,
as well?
yeah. B-Prack and Johnny, yeah. We just, like, I was in talks with him again for the last, 3, before they even started smashing the scene, 3 years before that. I contacted Johnny when Soch Na Sake came out. Yeah, I contacted him. I go, "Yo, I like that song. It's a dope song." And he was a fan of mine at that point.
That's crazy.
He's, "Yo, bro, we need to work." I said, "Yeah, come karte hai, pa karte hai." So we just didn't get into a studio until Oi Hoi came about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oi Hoi is good.
Bang.
That
Oh,
video,
thanks,
I
man.
remember listening to that song for the first time, and I think Eric mixed it.
Eric Pillay?
Eric Pillay?
No, he
Wasn't
didn't mix it. No,
What was it?
he mixed that song. Abhishek Ghatak mixed
Okay,
that.
whoever mixed it, I
okay.
remember hearing it. I
In
was like, yo,
Mumbai.
this is the fattest sounding
Yeah.
Desi song I've ever heard.
Oh, sick.
Like,
man.
it's like 808s, everything just cutting through the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like executive produced by Alan. So I think he added that kind of element to it as well.
That's who I actually wanted to bring up next. We were talking about that yesterday. Alan Sampson, obviously a Gora, white guy.
No, he's not a Gora, bro. No, he's not a Gora, man.
What is he?
He's actually a South Asian man.
No.
Yeah, man. He's South Asian. A lot of people think he is.
Yeah, Alan Sampson.
He's a Christian. He's a Christian. So
okay. Because we were like, how is this white guy making all these amazing Indian music?
So Alan, you probably know the song "Ride It" by Jay Sean.
Yeah.
He made that?
He made that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
shit.
way.
Yeah, and a lot of the old stuff, like the Jay's stuff around there. I think a lot of his songs around then he made. Alan did, but he went off the radar for a bit. I think what happened with Alan was it was mad because after Bangles, working with Bangles with Theria, I wanted to work with somebody that's got, I think more musically inclined. Bangles is I wouldn't say more beat inclined. He's quite musical as well. Actually, very musical, but I think someone that's got more of a
Soul type.
soul type. Yeah. I think Bangles got a different soul. He's got a different soul. He's got. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like
UK
how they
hip hop. That's Bangles in a nutshell, man.
Yeah, but he's also got this different like
Afro beats is big,
Afrobeats
right?
and
Yeah.
Afrobeats, but also like not weird, soulful chord progressions as well.
Okay.
But with Alan, he's got more of an R&B space. That's what it is.
You
That's
can
what
feel.
It is. That's what it
The
is.
production, like on the last few songs that Alan has done, you can feel the music.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it is. While I'm speaking, I'm coming to realize what he actually delivers and what I love about it, the way he produces. He's more of a soul R&B producer. That's what I liked about him, and I love R&B music. Even though I've been listening to R&B for years since Usher days, you get me, since at school. But I haven't. I've always wanted to incorporate it in Punjabi music, but in a cool way. And then have both the elements come together. But just haven't done it. It hasn't happened. But with Alan, he's like, I'm gonna be straight. Alan's my soulmate when it comes to music, bro. He just gets me. He just understands my vision. He understands how I need to sound on a record. He understands where my melodies need to go, where my harmonies need to go. He just gets it. It just, some people just have that, and I've got that with him.
No,
Just
you hear that on the album for sure. Every
Yeah,
single track,
it's-
like everything is just put together
This.
so
yeah,
well.
it just works. And I think the one thing that he's taught me about myself is that the combination of R&B melody and Punjabi melody, but keeping it authentic to me, I can physically deliver that. Because at one point I thought I couldn't do that.
Is he UK based?
Yeah, he's UK based. I think one thing he did for me is he gave me that confidence to think, you know what, you're doing something right. It's just you just gotta work on it. Because my background's Indian. I'm an Indian classical singer. I didn't sing any Punjabi songs for years, for like probably 8 years after learning music. And then I did Punjabi songs. I made like Theke Wali, I made Punjabi Boliyan, Sitaniya. These songs are Punjabi hardcore desi songs. But whereas the changes come to songs like Giving the Sun. So like there's been a development in that stage, you know what I mean? It hasn't just come overnight. I've been working on that. I've been working on that sound. I've been trying to figure out what's going to work for me, because I don't want to be sounding like somebody else. I want to sound like myself and then have that soul element, but then have that Punjabi element, because I want to be, and it sounds mad, yeah, I want to be the Balvin of Punjabi music, bro. And I'm talking about mainstream.
That's sick.
I want to have a sing in Punjabi in mainstream. That's what I want to do.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's my vision.
100%.
With the
Man.
sounds that you're putting out right now, it is.
It's going that way, right?
That's what, because the thing is, like, I always thought about it back in days. I was thinking, why can't Punjabi songs, why can't they sound so great, like as in sonically? Because there's so many great singers out there and that's singing R&B Punjabi songs, and there's great productions out there, but the productions are not, let's face it, I'm going to be straight, they're not on Alan's levels. No one's on Alan's levels.
Would you
So-
say someone like Punjabi MC accomplished that with what
No,
he did?
He
or-
did, but he was very Punjabi folk,
Yeah.
remember? Munda the Bachke was folk, all them Kodi, all them songs were very folk Punjabi songs with hip-hop influences.
Has there been another Punjabi track that had more
Not-
international
nothing-
success?
Maybe no, actually nothing.
No.
So,
I think-
so. You're gonna do it next then.
I think the only person that did it musically was Aaron E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's why I got Aaron E and Alan Sampson on one song together.
Aaron E, what did
You
he
put him on the
create
song?
then?
Yeah, bro.
Coming out?
Yeah, bro.
No way.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's a Frequency and Friends exclusive.
What was that?
It is, man. It is, man. I have been
damn.
speaking about it.
He's got Aaron E and Alan Sampson
So that's
on a fucking
Imran
song
Khan's
together.
producer.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, so
Yeah,
I
man.
heard a crazy story. Not even a crazy story. I watched an interview and I remember you were saying that you just had sent Alan like a little voice clip of Gay Solid.
Yeah.
And he turned around with the next track. So how did that like?
Well, I just sang the song over the phone. Well, and I sent him WhatsApp voice note, and he was like, "Yo, I love this song. Let's just work on it." So he basically what he did was there was different versions made of the song, right? He made a tabla version, he made a guitar version, he made a different a soul version. But he was like, "Yo," he sent me versions as well. I was like, he goes, "No, he didn't send me him. He doesn't send anything until it's like 100%." He's like, "I've got the versions, Jazz, but they're not the ones. They're just not the ones." I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Just they're not like sick." I go, "Cool, I'll leave you to it." And he was like, and then he sent me a version, and I was like, "Yo, this is sick." Because, sorry, I'm gonna go back. What happened was, I got in the studio with him, and it was like 2:00 in the morning, I remember, and completely shattered. He was like, "Yo, we need to do the vocal for the song because I wanna actually make the song, yeah. So we need a main vocal put down." And I was like, "Alright, cool. I'll do a guide vocal for you, right?" And he was like, "Nah, I don't do guides, bro. Just main vocal here." And
Finals only.
Nah. I couldn't be asked. I'll be straight. I couldn't be bothered to do it. It's one of them, them days where you don't want to go to work. I didn't want to go to work. I'm like, yeah, allow it. I just do a guide vocal. Got in the booth. He just got me in a zone. He put down some sick chords, like sick chord progressions. Like, yo, that sounds sick. I just thought of Sardu Sikandar at that point. He was like, no, we're not going to take you down that zone, bro. We'll take you down a different zone. Just think about how you would drop it in a way. Just drop it in your way, and then it just happened. The vocal just happened. I remember recently I said I did the song in 2 takes, but I asked Alan, I was like, yo, like, how many takes was it really, man? Like, he goes, Jazz, I'll be honest with you, it was actually 1 take. There's probably a few things that I snipped, yeah, and I placed, but it was basically 1 take.
Damn.
That's crazy.
And that was just a zone. I was just in a zone. Even the song I've done with Erini recently, yeah, that's the guide vocal as well. It just happened. It's just when you get into that zone, into that vibe, it just happens.
And sometimes those are the best recordings. I remember when I seen an interview of True School speaking of his album with Diljit. He's like, we've done so many takes of the songs and all this, but then when it came down to the piecework, like, we just played Tumbi sitting there on the couch, and that's the one we ended up using in the final.
Happens.
It comes down to the vibe and the
Of
environment.
course. Even like Be Parvanya I did with Bangos, yeah, it was a guide vocal. It's
That's
just
crazy.
It was just a
and
guide.
that song was
Can't beat that
huge.
vibe, man.
And
Yeah,
I remember
man.
seeing videos of you performing at like, these college festivals in India, like
Man,
lights
yeah.
out, like and the whole crowd's going, babe, like crazy
Yeah, man.
shit.
It was a crazy song, man. That did really well for me, man. You know, I feel like Punjab really connected with songs like Zulfa and Be Parvanya in Punjab.
For sure.
Especially like places like even Delhi, like they love the
Yeah.
Zulfa and Be Parvanya.
Because those are songs that are not like hardcore Tate Punjabi, but they're also something the Delhi crowd can relate to.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's dope, man. You actually dropped a name that I wanted to ask you about, Sardu Sikandar.
Oh
You-
yeah, man. I just
you-
made him recently, bro.
You just posted.
Yeah.
Gunshots, bro.
Tell me about that, man. Meeting him, he's one of your idols. So how did that happen?
bro. I don't want to go too into it, yeah.
But you do.
I do want to go into Yo, like, I've been a fan of Sardu Sikandar, yeah, since for years, bro. Since I started music. The first Punjabi voice I heard was Sardu Sikandar because my dad's a massive fan of his singing. He's like the best singer to ever grace Punjabi music ever.
100%.
I'd say Indian music.
What's
bro.
your favorite Sardul song?
Nazra to Gir Gayi. And I
that's
sang
a
it to him.
banger.
I sang it to him on shaky as well, bro.
Oh my god! I can imagine meeting Sardul. I went to school with Alap in Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I went to school with
Oh,
Alap in
bro,
Toronto.
Alap is cool,
Yeah,
bro.
wicked dude. But I was always like, yo, I want to meet your dad. And it's like, we met Alap. We met Alap in India. I was like, I want to meet your dad. It never happened. So
Sardu
he hasn't
Sikandar's
happened.
son?
we were waiting on that.
He has
Yeah.
two
went to school
sons.
with him?
Me and Sardul Sikandar's son did audio engineering together here in Metalworks.
Oh wow, man.
crazy.
He was
Alap is so talented,
I
bro.
remember
Too
somebody came to me and they go,
talented.
yo, there's 3 Punjabi kids in the class. There's me, a guy named Regwinder Regs,
Yeah.
and Sardul Sikandar's son. And I walked into class one day and I'm like, yo, whatever. And somebody's like, yo, Sikandar's son's here. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, that kid's sitting over there. He's from India. I was like, what?
Oh, he came from India.
You're
for
like,
that.
oh,
Yeah,
sit
yeah,
right
yeah.
beside him.
Yo, I legit, me and him through the SSL classes, everything, we were in groups together.
That's
That's
sick.
dope.
Yo,
That's
he's
crazy.
a dope kid, man. Actually, he
wicked
hooked it
guitar
up.
player, man.
Oh, he's such a
Next
talented
level.
guy, man. Like,
Yeah.
like literally that day when I met him, yeah, I don't want to bring it into myself from you,
Yeah, but wait, when you met him, we met him at an award show, Mirchi Awards in Chandigarh, yeah?
Yeah.
Jazz has gone on stage giving an award to someone, we're coming off stage, and from being like married to this guy, he does riyaz every morning. It's a little bit annoying sometimes, especially if you're in a hotel room and he's doing riyaz, because I can't even send him to a different room.
Do you guys travel with
So
the
he's doing
Bajja?
like
Yeah,
all of
sometimes.
this. He does all of this stuff, and then I know when the riyaz is finished when he starts just singing the songs. He sings Nazrato Girgi 90% of the time, like
But I
every
haven't sang
day.
it recently.
Can we hear it?
So I always know, it's coming
the
to an
Bajja?
end
Yeah.
because Nazrato Girgi
I
is
don't know
starting
Jam on it, yeah.
to sing. So when we met him at the Mirchi Music Awards, we're walking off stage, and he's coming on stage with Alap. And Jazz is just getting excited. He's like, Sardur, Sardur. He's getting excited.
He's about to fade
And-
Sarul, oh my god.
He's got he's can't he doesn't actually, Jazz doesn't get nervous. Kareena Kapoor, he got nervous, and Sardul, he was like, मैं बाबर दफानिया, and Sardul Sikandar was like, Minu pata.
I know.
He was
I know.
मैं
I know.
सुनिया, like I know I've heard from so many people that every interview that you've gone to do, because Jazz used to take a vajja to every interview that he used to do, and he
sing a
always used to
Sardul
sing Sardul songs. So he goes, Minuki.
Trust me, bro,
I've
it's a
heard
big
from
moment.
so many people that you're a fan, and he was like, yeah, I'm a big fan. But you didn't really speak to him then.
Yeah, I didn't
And
really
then
speak to him then, but
recently Alap got in touch with him.
so we're moving out of our apartment in Chandigarh, and we got a message from Alap, yeah, his son, saying, bro, I heard you in town, because I did an interview for some TV station there, and he was like, heard you in town, I found out from so and so. I was like, yeah, bro. He goes, why don't you come down and meet Dad? And I'm just there on my phone, like,
Yeah.
and she's
Now?
Suki's talking to me like, just wait, give me a moment, like, give me a moment. Like, yo, we're moving out of our house, yeah, but we need to go see Sardul Paji. How are we gonna do it? So we're moving out basically to come back to England on Saturday, and we're going back to England on Sunday, yeah. And Friday is the only day we have for packing,
Oh my god.
bro. Friday's the day that Paji was to meet, bro. We've just dropped everything, and we went to see him, man. And we just basically spent like 9 hours with him, and he just sang for me for like
Yeah,
7
but the
hours.
night before, he's like wanting to go to sleep at like 10 o'clock. He's like, all right, we're going to meet Sardul tomorrow. I was like, we're going to meet him at 5 p.m.
I gotta be fresh.
He's like, no,
I
I gotta
gotta be
get up.
fresh.
I gotta do riyaz in the morning. I gotta make sure. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
I don't think that he's gonna really notice. Like, he's like, no,
Yo,
I've got
trust me,
It's
You had
crazy.
to be on point, eh?
So there's a picture that you guys posted.
Yeah.
It's you and Sardul
Yeah,
doing the hug.
yeah.
Who's the picture above?
Ghulam Ali Saab is a really amazing
Ghazal singer.
singer.
Oh,
Wicked.
yeah.
He's like one of the best ghazal singers.
And that's Sardul's idol.
yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
So yeah, I can go on all day, bro, about his
Yeah.
stories. Trust
But,
me.
you know, when we got into the room, you're like Alapa and his mum have come out to say hello, and we've got into the room, and Sardul, he's just sitting on the chair, and he's got up. Jazz has like hugged him, and Jazz has sat down. He's just got back up. Jazz has got back up and hugged him. He goes, why do you not understand?
He goes,
And
I
he
know.
goes, I do,
But I
because-
mean,
He goes, मैं भी fan ही आके सीधा, like I've got an idol, and my idol's Ghulam Ali, so I understand how you're feeling right now. Like
That's
I
dope.
understand that
He's
feeling.
dope, bro.
He was
That's
so wicked.
That's crazy.
I'd say whoever's listening to this show right now and watching, if you want to hear proper singing, listen to Sardul Sikandar. If you're an inspiring singer and you want to be inspired by anybody on this earth and have some sort of musical talent and musical ability and vocal ability, listen to Sardul Sikandar. He's the greatest singer
100%.
graced
He can-
this fucking earth, bro. He's sick, bro.
Can we get him that harmonium if somebody can
If
just
you
pass that
haven't seen
over?
a sick Sardul Sikandar video, just to put it out there, go watch the Roadways Di Lari on
Oh,
Doordarshan. That's the one that made him. Dude, he
Hell
does
yeah.
everybody. That's the best
Everybody.
Bro,
video.
he did it
Yeah,
for us.
man.
He did it live for
Everybody.
us.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out
That's
to Gurpreet
crazy.
Burke. Have you smiled today?
He smiled.
Yeah, right behind you, you got all of them. Yeah, there it is. All right, we're gonna hear some Sardul right now, I think.
Can we get a Vajja on the mic? Just give it a 1 second. Just get the Vajja on the
We're
mic.
gonna do. There you go.
ਜਾਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਲੈ ਹੋ ਜਾਨੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਸ਼ਨ ਮਨਾ ਲੈ ਗਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਸਜਾਵਾਂ ਦਿਲ ਲੜੀਏ ਜੋ ਲੱਤੜ ਗਈ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਿੰਦ ਗਮਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਜੇਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੰਦ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਿਰ ਗਈ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੇ ਉਂਝ ਗਿਰਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਚੁੱਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨਜ਼ਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਗਿਰ ਗਈ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੇ ਉਂਝ ਗਿਰਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਚੁੱਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨਜ਼ਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਗਿਰ ਗਈ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਨਜ਼ਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਗਿਰ ਗਈ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ
Yeah, let's get a round of applause.
Holy, big noise. Everybody in the room make some noise for that.
that
man.
was crazy.
But if you want to hear the real deal, listen to Sardul Paji.
No, that'll give you some chills right there, man. That's
nah, man,
amazing.
Sardul, trust me, bro. He is like, his voice, bro. It just takes you on a next spiritual journey, man. He's just amazing, bro. I can't stress. If you want to see, how I felt about him, just go into my Instagram, the Jaz Dhami, and check it out, bro.
Yeah, no, I saw that, man. I could see the vibe and like
Yeah.
the hug was real,
Sick.
the whole deal, man. And I mean, everybody fans out on certain people, but when you meet your idol like you did,
Yeah, man.
I mean, I think that's amazing. Good for you for
Amazing,
getting that.
bro.
That's awesome.
That's nuts.
Something I wanted to ask you about is for your fans. So you just did recently BBC in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So that's your hometown. You're with BBC
Yeah.
and you performed. It looked like thousands of people that were
Yeah.
out there. What was that feeling like growing up in Birmingham, being in front of that hometown crowd?
It was sick, man. You know, I perform all around the world. You know what I mean? Like India, everywhere. Like, but it's different when you go and perform in your own like hometown because that's where everything has started from. You know what I mean? The street, you know the streets, you know the people, you know what they're gonna like. But it's also nerve-wracking as well, bro, because you have a pressure. You
Yeah.
think, yo, like I need to deliver. These people, they need to feel like, yo, I smashed it. But I feel like I did. But also I feel like it was like a homecoming for me, man. Like it was just to say that, you know what, I'm still here, I'm still doing my thing 10 years later, and I'm here for another 10, 20 years, man. That's what it's about.
That's super.
I enjoyed
dope.
that moment. I really enjoyed that moment. And like leading up to it, I was a little nervous, if I'm honest, and because I always get nervous before shows. But I just felt like it went the way I wanted it to go, man, and I enjoyed it, man. That's the main thing.
Video was crazy. The one where you go, ladies and gentlemen, look at the camera. I want you to make
thanks,
some
man.
noise,
Yeah.
dude.
Thanks, man.
The stadium went fucking
Nuts.
They blew the roof off that place, man.
Yeah, man.
It's
nuts.
crazy because the hometown crowds are the hardest.
Yeah, people underestimate how hard it is to
It's
perform.
very
from
difficult, man.
Yeah.
Very difficult, man. I've heard like artists say that in the past. Like, I performed in Birmingham so many times in the past, but not to a crowd. Well, actually, I have like I performed to 30, 40,000 in Birmingham as well, but in a stadium, it's
Damn.
different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
30, 40,000?
was just a milla, bro.
Milla. It was just a milla. It was just a milla.
No. I get that.
Well, let's hope you get that many at Desi Fest as well.
Yeah.
This week.
It's just a milla.
That's a festival. It's not a milla.
So I want to get into, and I want everybody to listen. I like I said, it's not just because it's the first song on the album. It actually is my favorite song on the album. I want to listen to Aitvaar. I want to, after we listen to it, for you to kind of explain that song, and then we're gonna get into Punjabi Shazam. We're gonna get you to do a couple more
Okay.
things on that keyboard.
All right,
Is that
Baja.
cool?
Baja.
Yeah.
Baja.
Baja,
Yeah.
sorry.
It's like a keyboard.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it's not a cassette.
ਉਹ ਵਾਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਵਾਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਤੜੇ ਤੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਡੀਕਨੀ ਦਿਨ ਗਿਣ ਲੱਗ ਕੇ ਆਵੀਕਨੀ ਨੀ ਇਹ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਨੀ ਇਹ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਵਾਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ ਉਹ ਵਾਦਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਐਤਵਾਰ ਦਾ ਦੀ ਜਾਨੀ ਜਵਾਬ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਾ जवाब साडे प्यार दा ओ वादा करके गई सी एतवार दा दीजा दीजा नी जवाब साडे प्यार दा ओ वादा करके गई सी एतवार दा दीजा दीजा नी जवाब साडे प्यार दा.
And we're back after listening to Aitvaar, my favorite track on the album. Amazing track. That was produced by
V-Rax. V-Rax.
V-Rax, okay.
V-Rax is like produced a lot of Punjabi hits, man, behind the scenes, but people know about him now, I think. But yeah, he's a dope producer, man.
Anything big he's done that we can relate to or we would recognize?
Sorry?
Anything big that he's done that we would recognize?
He's done a lot of ghost productions.
Oh, okay.
This was one of his first tracks.
Yeah, first, like, I'd say his first hit track, yeah.
How'd you meet up with him?
One of my friends used to live in Mumbai, and he knew him, and he kind of just linked up with him in that way, kind of thing. So, yeah. I was living in Mumbai then as well, so
Nice.
yeah, he's dope, man.
How's the Mumbai scene with Chandigarh?
Chandigarh is sick compared to Mumbai.
Chandigarh is sick. No doubt about that.
I love Chandigarh.
It's such a sick vibe. Like, Mumbai is cool, yeah. The city's cool. It's like New York.
Yeah.
It's really busy. But it's just I don't feel inspired there musically. I think in Chandigarh I feel inspired. Like there's a lot going on. There's a Punjabi scene there. There's an appetite for it. There's all the writers are there. There's
Everything's there.
Yeah, the music producer are there
You're
as
right,
well.
the appetite's there. Everyone who's there, it was up and coming is there, and anyone who's already established, who's in the Punjabi industry is there. So you
Exactly.
can make that happen.
Catch him at Atlante on Friday nights.
100%.
Oh yeah, bro.
Or JW Marriott.
Oh, everyone's in the Marriott, bro.
We were at the Marriott.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody is there, bro.
How's the vibe working with India producers over UK producers?
Well, I kind of like working with India producers, but I think they work in more in isolation, whereas the UK producers, I'm talking about like someone like Alan and Still Bangles. They like creating an energy and then creating a vibe, whereas a lot of producers I've worked with in the Punjabi scene, it's more of do a vocal or let's do a composition and then you go and do your thing kind of thing.
Yeah.
JJ.
But whereas
Me,
I'm good at that.
everybody else.
I'm more about like the energy. Like, you know, I think the greatest hits they come from feeding off people's energies. You know, I'm an energy guy. You know what I mean? I love that feeling of being part of even a bass line, even picking a kick drum, picking a hi-hat. You know, and picking the right chord progression or picking the right sound for the chord. You know, I love that process. I enjoy that process. Whereas I didn't really enjoy it first, but I actually enjoy it now. I actually enjoy going through that whole thing, man, and then it turning into a record. I love that.
Anybody in North America that you've worked with or wanted to work with?
Jay Static.
Shout outs to JJ.
You mentioned Sick Kick.
Yeah, I love to work with him. Nothing's finalized yet.
Yeah.
But I like a couple of. I've been working with this guy called what's his name, man? Thai Music Man. He's a mainstream producer.
What's his
From
name?
out here?
Thai Music Man. He works a lot with like Swiss Beats and
Oh,
Alicia
wow.
Keys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We've made a record together. It's a dope record. It's called Diva. So we made a record last year in New York. We got in and we just finished the record, man.
So are you looking for these producers?
Yeah, I actually, you know how I came across this guy? My mate, Cam, he owns a place called Firdaus in Queens. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, Shisha Bar. And he was like, yo, I've got a sick producer for you, man. I think he'll work dope for you. Like, who is he? He's like, this guy called Thai Music Man. He's like been producing for Swiss for the last 10, 15 years.
Crazy.
And he's produced records for Alicia Keys and a whole heap of other artists as well. I think you guys will work well. Met up with him. He's a wicked guy.
That's
Wicked
sick.
energy. We just got in and we just boom, song was the melodies and the vibe was the whole vibe was done more or less. Yeah, man.
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
How do you feel about the music coming out of North America? We spoke earlier off
Dope,
air about
man.
how North America's really taken over. Is there anybody in particular you like Punjabi wise, singers?
Yeah, I like quite a few artists from here, man. I like Prophecy. I like Mickey. He's doing well.
Prophecy spoke highly about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
JJ.
He's and I think he's hard working. That's what it is. He comes from that old school of thought, and it just learning your craft kind of thing.
I hear you and Mickey similarities in your guys'
Yeah,
music.
I think he's really inspired by R&B music, and I've become more inspired by R&B music. But I think the one thing that I try and do is I try to keep my Punjabi element because I'm more of a Punjab. I'm not an R&B artist.
Yeah.
My background is Punjabi and classical music, so I want to combine the both together. You know
I
what
feel
I mean?
like I hear that in Mickey's new song.
I haven't
Him
even
trying
heard
to,
it.
yeah, he just came out with a new
That
song. I'm
Summer
not sure if
Love,
anyone,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that same thing. Like he's trying. I think I don't know if it's realization or whatever it is, but like I feel like he's trying to bring that Punjabi element back in with his R&B stuff too now.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I think that's something that probably will connect more. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Internationally, because people are more in tune with their Punjabi side right now, right? Whereas the R&B melodies, we've got Chris Brown for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy
we've got
how
Drake.
like,
Even Drake making sick melodies for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think the one thing that I want to personally do is really have that really hone in on having the right balance of Punjabi and R&B melodies, but not sounding like a desi artist. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. Is that what we can expect from you coming in?
Yeah, well, Give It The Stars it's quite the melodies are quite R&B, but with
Big
Gay
time.
Sal is quite Punjabi.
Yeah.
I think the Punjabi, and it's got a kind of R&B-esque, it's got flavour of R&B, but it's not R&B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I feel like that song's got. And I think that even the Erin song we've done, me and Alan and Erin have done, that's got the Punjabi element, but also it's got the R&B element as well. You know, the harmonies and all
I
that.
love the harmonies on Give It The Song.
Oh, thanks, man.
Amazing,
Thanks, man.
amazing.
The last two
Ad-libs.
songs, I'm gonna say, like
Like next,
to this day, those are songs that like you can play in like 10, 15 years, and you're gonna be like, this is fresh.
Oh, thanks,
Like
man.
this is timeless.
Thank
I
you,
like that.
yeah,
Thank you,
they're
man.
amazing.
Regardless of the level, they're timeless pieces.
Oh, thank you,
That's
man.
what matters.
It's mad because I made them both songs I made 2 years ago.
It's crazy. I mean, two years ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
For all the Jaz Dhami fans, what can we expect to hear in the coming months, the next year? What's going on? What should we look out for?
Well, I'm just enjoying this process, man. Like, I feel like I found myself now. Like, you know, I really found the artist in me. Like, I mean, all these years I've been making music, I feel like the real artist is coming now. Like, you know, that's been me finding myself. But I think now I found myself, and I found what I want to be doing and the direction I want to be going in, and I'm just going to be doing that and enjoying it, man. I want to enjoy making music because I came to a point where I didn't really enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
Even though I made records, like I wasn't enjoying the process as much. But now I'm just excited again, and I think this whole meeting with Sardu Sikandar Paji is just taking it to another level, bro. It's a reboot
That's
on
all
the
you
system.
needed,
It's just
eh?
inspired
Oh,
me
man.
on another level. Like even
Touring,
though,
you'll continue to tour as well?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've been gigging like for 10 years now. I've been
Uh-huh.
touring the world for the last 8 years.
How do you
crazy,
feel
man.
about stepping up the game in the Punjabi industry for touring? Like, I know everybody does gigs and all around, but like to really take it to like a mainstream level and do these big places and fill them up with big production, can you foresee that?
Yeah, for sure, man. I think anybody that's seen any of my performances, I think the one performance I'm really proud of, and I think that shows the level of production is the BBC show I did.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've really put a lot of work into that show, and I'll say it straight. If you compare it to a lot of performances that have happened at the BBC, I think my production was on another level. Simply because I see things differently. I don't see things like I just go on stage and just karaoke galo. Like I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I want to raise the bar of production on stages, on shows as well. Because if mainstream artists can do it, why can't Punjabi artists do it?
Absolutely.
I think
100%.
the only person that's doing it on that level is someone like Diljit Badi.
100%.
He's smacking it.
He's coming
'Cause
out
he gets
here in
it.
a couple
Punjabi
weeks
Drake.
as well, yeah.
He,
Punjabi Drake,
He
yeah.
gets
Punjabi
it.
Drake.
He gets the
Yeah.
vision. And
Yeah.
we did an event recently in Kenya together, and same as even there, like
That's crazy.
He took the levels, man, like to another.
I feel like he's only going to come out if the production's on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
level,
yeah.
right?
He gets it.
Yeah.
He understands the value of production. Like
It makes
anybody.
or breaks a party.
Of
Even
course.
we know that as DJs, we know what we bring out. You hire a DJ who sits on the side, or you got the England style fucking huge ass setup.
Yeah.
That makes a huge difference.
Of course it does,
Huge
man.
difference.
Because it just adds value to the whole
100%.
production, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
to you as a brand as well.
It's what you take home too, right? When you see a whole production, a
Experience.
show,
Yeah,
you know,
big
the
time.
fireworks, all that. You take that energy
Yep.
back home and you say, okay, I want to see that guy again, kind of thing. You know?
You're
Exactly,
not gonna remember
man.
DJ Paji in the corner. You don't remember DJ Paji.
DJ Baji.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man.
But apart from that, just I think what I want to say, just I want to make great music, man. Just enjoyable music that people are gonna dig, gonna fuck with, and just enjoy, man. That's what it's about.
I think
And
you're,
rep
you're
Punjabi
definitely
music.
doing that, man. The path that you're on, and I'm excited to hear more from you for sure.
Respect, man.
As a fan who's been following you for 10 years, maybe even before that, I showed you that little video on YouTube. I'm like, yo,
All the Spotify streams are
Yeah.
because of this guy.
I'm excited.
Thank you,
Especially
man.
when
Thank
you
you.
said Ernie and Alan Sampson. I'm like,
Yeah,
holy shit,
man.
My
Those
mind's-
are the
Yeah,
I'm
it's
intrigued.
dope.
those are the gods, man.
I think. So yeah, I've got to say, because like that collaboration is basically, as soon as quickly speak about that, the song's called Bombay,
Sick.
and Erinny's made the beat and the melodies and the vibe and the melodies. It's come from me, Alan mainly, me, and Sam Blake has written it.
No
no
way.
way.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Shit.
Yeah, it's dope.
That's Samuel Blake is also from Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Yeah, he's dope. He's a dope artist, man.
Yeah,
It's a matter of time until he actually comes
I mean,
through.
he's been dropping for a time. Him and Ernie been going back and forth. So
He's
hopefully,
dope, man. He's a dope guy, great human being more than
Yeah.
anything. He's a great artist as well,
Wow. No, definitely.
Love
Yeah,
for
man.
him.
He has the sound, and hopefully it comes out.
man. Yeah, man. For sure.
That's
gonna be
super dope.
crazy.
Speaking of dope sounds, we got that Vaja in front of you again.
Yeah.
Keyboard.
Do you mind keyboard?
Keyboard.
Casio?
Keyboarding.
Do you mind if you play a couple things for us?
What do you want to hear, man?
I wanna hear Buddy Did.
Yeah, I want to hear Buddy Did.
I want to hear Matt Punjabi Bolli after.
Yeah,
That's- I need to hear that live.
And then end it with Aitvaar or Take It Wali.
We did intro.
Hold on, can we get the Bajan mic? Yeah.
So this song, yeah. Those of you that don't know it, I made this song. I'm gonna tell you a story before I sing this song, yeah. So the guy who wrote Take Wali for me, his name's Santok Singh Tessi.
Mhm.
He was he kept contacting me about this song, but he did the lyrics. He had the lyrics written, and he's like, "Yo, you should do this song. I think it'd be dope if you do it." And then I just wasn't really feeling the vibe for it. I was like, "Nah, it's just too dissy." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't really want to do it, and I didn't really connect to it. But then I remember one day he rang me. He was like, "Jazz or Gana kida karna? मैं publish करता मैं देश प्रदेश." But देश प्रदेश the paper in England, right?
Oh,
And that is a
no
desi
way.
paper, poetry paper. They have like stories. It's just desi paper.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ki केड़ा गाना?" He was like, and they recited the words. I go, "Baji तो गाना बहुत बढ़िया." He goes, "मैंने यार 2 साल हो गए रोले बोलते नहीं तो करते ही नहीं." And I met him when he told me this. I was in a McDonald's car park. Yeah, I was in a McDonald's car park and I was like, "Baji यार मैंने गाना पहले कि तुसी publish क्यों करता?" And he was like, "Jazz मैं तेनू इन्नी बारी क्या तू करदा नहीं सका." मैं चलो ठीक है मैं हाँ करदा मैं ठीक है. And then I went home. Yeah, I was living in the ghetto then. And I went home and I composed this in like 10 minutes. Literally, man. देश बेगाने लाले डेरे वतनी दस कद पाउणे फेरे हुण तक कई साल बीत गए मुलाकात कीती नू बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया कट्ठिया बह के पीती नू बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया कट्ठिया बह के पीती नू बाहर जाके पैसा खूब कमाया खेड़ के पिंड दा ना चमकाया पैसे तेरे ने कर चो दिता चक गरीबी नू बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया कट्ठिया बह के पीती नू बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया कट्ठिया बह के पीती नू ढेसी दिया रावा रोज उड़ीक दिया छुट्टियां कट जा थोड़े वीक दिया बच्चियां नू पंजाब लिया नाले भाभी प्रीति नू बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया कट्ठिया बह के पीती नू बड़ी देर हो गई वीरिया कट्ठिया बह के पीती नू Thanks, boys.
Wow.
No auto tune.
Crazy.
No auto
No,
tune.
everybody makes some noise for that,
fucking
man.
man.
I hope the camera wasn't on me because I almost shed a tear for that one, man. Holy
Cheers
shit.
to that one.
Yeah, everybody got to pour up a drink
Cheers,
for that.
man. Hell yeah.
That just it brings back the
Cheers,
memories
cheers.
of like our parents when they came to this country
Yeah.
and getting together, and all they had was a bottle and a dream, basically.
And
you
some
know?
music,
Yeah,
man.
and some
Yeah.
music, and that's super dope that you just.
That's
say
exactly
that, man.
like I think that's how I connected to it because I thought of my dad because my dad didn't see his brother for like 20 years.
That's
He went back to India after 20 years, and I connected to it. And I thought, you know what, my dad is gonna love this song, and that's exactly what happened. Like my dad, that generation, they loved it.
Yeah,
They loved the
Well,
vibe.
it's my dad who's the one who introduced me to that. When he got
Oh,
together
sick.
with his, when we were kids, they would sit, they would drink, and they would sing this or they would play it. And it's just one
Oh,
of those
sick.
songs that sticks in your mind forever.
Sick, man.
That's dope, man.
Very much at 6 o'clock in the morning, but you want to hear Punjabi Bully, right?
Hell yeah, man. I need to hear that.
Hold on, I need to clear some.
I need to hear
space
that
on my
fucking.
phone. I need to clear some space on my phone. I got the videos from everybody else after.
I can't wait till you get out of fucking scale. This is gonna be my favorite.
I'm not gonna sing it in the same key.
That's cool. That's
fine,
cool.
man.
That's cool. That's
Just
cool.
to let you
That's
know,
all good.
because I want him to sing it. It's too high.
No
right
stress.
राजे बदले तके ताज बदले बदलियां रीता तेरा आवाज बदले ओ राज बदले तके ताज बदले बदलियां रीता तेरा आवाज बदले मैं हुण तक बदली ना मैं हुण तक बदली ना मैं हुण तक बदली ना पावे भुल्ली जाए जमाना मैं पंजाबी बोलियां मैं तेरी बोलियां किते भुल ना जाई जवाना मैं तेरी बोलियां मैं तेरी बोलियां मैं पंजाबी बोलियां किते भुल ना जाई जवाना. What was the verse you liked?
Chef Patar var gaya nu.
Oh yeah.
Or you can do the next one. Ura era.
Oh yeah. How does it go?
Ura era chadne ne.
Wow, bro.
ABC pradhanagi karti. Backup singer.
ਇੱਕ ਵਕਤ ਸੀ ਐਸਾ ਵੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ ਝੰਡੀ ਮੈਂ ਵਿੱਚ 47 ਦੇ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਸਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੰਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਭੋਲੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਭੋਲੀ ਹੋਣੇ ਦਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਡਾਡਾ ਏ ਹਰ ਜਾਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਭੁੱਲ ਨਾ ਜਾਈ ਜਵਾਨਾ
Crazy.
ਕਸ਼ਮੀਰ ਤੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੀ ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਐਸਾ ਆਉਣਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਵਾਂਗਰਾ ਵੇ ਪਰਚਮ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਤੇ ਲਹਿਰਾਉਣਾ ਸ਼ਿਵ ਪਾਤਰ ਵਰਗਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿਵ ਪਾਤਰ ਵਰਗਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਟੱਡੀਆਂ ਬੁੱਕਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਜ਼ਾਨਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਬੁੱਕਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਜ਼ਾਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਤੇਰੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਭੁੱਲ ਨਾ ਜਾਈ ਜਵਾਨਾ.
Amazing.
Thanks, bro.
Too sick.
About to make a remix on this fucking.
Stealing the vocals, eh? That's
Too
amazing,
good,
man.
man.
Yes, thank
Too
you for
good.
blessing us with that. I think
Crazy.
that's the first time we've had somebody play the harmonium and sing live on the show.
Yeah,
right?
first time.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Thank you, man, for that.
Thank you
Oh,
for making
man.
me sing at 6 o'clock in the morning, bro.
I think we got to pop another bottle for that. Eh?
100%.
All right, Jazz. We know you got to perform this weekend too, so we won't bother you too much. Let's get to our world famous game, Punjabi Shazam.
Let's go.
We told you about the game. We got the reigning champ over here. He's a tough guy to beat. But
He is a tough guy to beat.
with what I've
After
learned,
that, I don't know,
yeah,
man.
I know. After we've heard you, I think you got a fighting chance for sure. Who do we got? DJ Simon says.
Simon says.
Yeah. Oh, he's just sorting stuff out over there. All right. Anything that you want to bring up or discuss or shout out before we get to the game?
Just thanks for the love, man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Thank you for coming
No,
through,
The pleasure
man.
is ours,
Thank
man.
you.
For sure.
Thanks for
Absolutely,
making
yeah.
time. We know you only had like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get to the fun part of the night. Not that wasn't fun, but the game of the night. So Punjabi Shazam, like we explained, we play a little snippet of a track. Whoever guesses it first, track name and track artist. If you guys tie, and that's it.
What's the prize?
The prize is that belt.
The prize you get to hold the belt for
bragging rights.
5 seconds.
You have to take a picture with the belt.
Where's the camera for the belt?
Right there.
Are you sure you want it right now?
That's my belt.
All right, track number 1. Whenever you're ready, let's go.
Mitra ne maar gaya.
Sardu Sikandar.
Yeah, he already got. He got it.
But I said the name of the artist after.
I only heard Mitranu.
I heard Mitranu.
I said the artist name after.
I had that, bro. I had that, bro.
What was the track name?
Mitra ne maar gaya. Sardu Sikandar.
Shit, you are sharp, bro.
I heard that too. I know that hurts, but I heard that too.
DJ Simon says, let's go.
Oh,
Barry Jack Pound.
Bobby Bewafa.
I don't know how that goes.
The name first, he said the...
By who? Imran Khan?
No, Bewafa.
I said the artist first, but then I said the
I
thing.
said Bewafa first.
By who? By who?
Kanu mein kaun di bewafa.
Who's it
I sang
by?
it first.
Who's it by?
Ranjit Money.
I never heard that song in my
Yeah.
life.
Oh, what?
I've never
What
heard
a
that
sick
song.
tune.
Dun, dun.
No.
Ooh, I can't do that part, but
One for DJ. That was a hard one out of them. Track number 3, Simon says, let's go.
Chanmin Makna.
Oh man.
is it? Oh, fuck.
Russ. Brinda Safri. Shit.
Definitely not coming back after this.
Oh, shit.
DJ Simon says, track number 4, let's go.
Oh,
Oh, my God. Yo, you know, proper...
Yo, what was the last one? I didn't even hear it.
Ajam
I'm a
Mahi,
Bhangra
Ajam
head,
Mahi.
man.
Oh my God.
RDB?
RDB. Manch RDB? I don't know.
That's it. There's no
All right, but who composed the song?
It's they copied a song he was saying he said it on the interview. Who did he copy? Who composed it? Herbie Sahara.
No.
Why are you yelling? There's no competition right
There's
now.
no competition here.
I'm too competitive at this shit.
No, it's the first song ever made. It's the first song ever composed, he said, isn't it? Was it this one?
No.
Yeah, I think
What
it
was the
was.
first song he ever
First thing
composed?
he ever sang himself. Or
He even sang himself, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he sang himself.
Okay. All right. Track
Should we do the last one?
He already won, but we'll do next one. All right. Track number 5. Let's go.
high heels.
Patake.
Oh my God, you're a...
Crazy, man.
Oh my God, manager, what are we gonna do about it?
I just
You know what? I
guessed
feel
beforehand.
embarrassed.
Maybe I would get it right.
Every single round is different. I swear to God, every artist, every single round.
You can go
everything is
different
different.
eras if you want.
He knows.
We've even done hip
The only time he's ever lost is hip hop.
Yeah.
Can't we do it with chords?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey.
What's the chord? What's the chord of a famous whatever song? See if you get
Oh,
it.
Okay, I
got a
can't
good
remember
idea.
about chords. If you play the piece of a song.
Yeah, I played a piece, yeah.
No, I don't know.
Who's the expert now?
Kekewadi ne chaddi
He did his own song. He did his own song.
All right, that was DJ M who won that. Again, he's got the belt. He's gonna take it home. Thank you very much. My mom's calling me. I gotta go home, guys. It's getting late.
Can I do one more piece?
Yeah, go for
Of course you had. Well,
Tui Sadijan. Sadijan.
Oh my God. ਹੋ ਇੱਕ ਚਰਖਾ ਗਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਾਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਦੂਜਾ ਸੁਰਮਾ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਲਿਆ ਯੂ ਹੈਡ ਹੈਵ ਯੂ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਹੈਡ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਹੈਡ ਕਰਦੇ
I don't know.
Well, who is he?
I don't know, man.
What?
I was gonna say it's a new. Is it the new Amin Hair song with?
No. It's
Who's
Sardu
it?
Sikandar Pari. Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
At least one Jazz got one up on you. That was the
Teammate, my
It's
own song
okay,
as
bro.
well.
I can't. I can play Gornash Mata.
All right, guys.
Okay.
We're gonna go eat some food now together.
Cool, man.
We'll go celebrate.
Thank you.
Suki, again, thank you guys for coming up.
Thank you for having us, man.
If you probably won't hear this before Desi Fest, but go see Desi Fest and go check out.
Next year.
Cool, man. Safe, guys. Thank you, man.
Very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wicked,
It's a wrap, man. Thank you.
peace out.
Peace out. Peace out.